What is up, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back to me. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Thanks for hanging out for a week without me while everything crazy went on. Glad to see the entire country didn't completely burn down. Came close. Every time I go on vacation, just for you guys, if you guys don't remember last year when I took my vacation, Donald Trump got shot at. Joe Biden dropped out of the race. Shit got crazy. And once again, while I was on vacation, things went crazy. But in my defense, guys, there's no time really in this administration where I could take a vacation and shit not go crazy. I mean, if you look at, there are other streamers similarly took vacations during this time. And when they did, also shit went crazy. So this is not specific to me. I am not the catalyst for the insane shit happening. It just happens in this administration. It's not my fault, guys. It's not my fault. But Jesus Christ. I don't know. Should I become one of these streamers that, like, even when I'm on vacation, like, I pop out my phone and I'm like, all right, like Kyle. Like, Kyle throws it up on his fucking dashboard and he's, like, driving and talking at the same time. I don't know if I can do all that. I don't even have my phone. Just so you guys know. Good vacation. You know why it was a good vacation? I don't look at my phone. Okay? I don't look at my phone. The majority of the time that I spend perusing the internet is when I'm on my desktop. So if I'm working on my book, I'm usually perusing the news and looking at stuff and trying to stay up to date. Which, by the way, we are on chapter 7 of the book. Almost done with the first act. 76-ish pages in. Not edited. Rough draft. Going well, though. Looking good. Feeling good. Also feeling very prophetic of where we're going with our society. So, you know, I get a lot of stuff done while I'm usually perusing the internet because I don't have a lot of time, a lot of free time to do things. So we try to make that happen. So during vacation, good vacation because I don't look at my phone. But I was aware of all the insanity that was going on. And it was mostly peaceful. Mostly peaceful vacation. Went and played some disc golf at a world-renowned disc golf course. It was a great place to play. Had a good time. Took the kids out. Bought them some new discs. Spent a lot of money that probably won't be worth much anyways in the next couple of years. So, fuck it. Might as well spend it while it's still valuable. And we did some fun stuff. We hung out at the pool. We went to the beach. As you can see, I'm only mildly sunburned. Wore a lot of SPF 130. We had a good time. We had a great time, and we enjoyed it regardless of the world falling apart all around me while taking a vacation. I only saw, just so you guys know, we went out to a very public place with a fuck ton of people, and I only saw one rednecky type wearing a shirt that said, "The Outlaw and the Redneck, cleaning up America." But other than that, now mind you, I was in a very, very liberal, very blue city. But other than that, no real MAGA merchandise. Not a lot of craziness like that going on. Most people there, I think, were just there to have a good time. Met a few people, talked to a couple people in the hot tub. That was about it. But we decompressed, and I think that's important for everybody. With everything going on nowadays, you got to decompress. You got to spend some time away from this madness, even though this madness is always constantly just pressuring in on the walls of your reality at all times, unless you're a MAGA supporter. And that's what I felt like, guys. I'll be honest with you. I felt like I had joined the cult for a week. Everything was fine. Nothing at all going on in the world. You know why? Because I'm not looking at any of the stuff that's actually happening. Yeah, so we're back. We're doing our thing. I actually don't go back to work for another couple of days. Thank God. Oh, God, I'm not looking forward to that. I love the people I work with. I'm good at my job, but I am not looking forward to going back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the people I work with. I'm sorry to the owners. But I'm just not looking forward to it. I really have enjoyed kind of only having like one real thing to worry about and not like 65. But that's where we're at. That's what we're doing. So here we are, guys. Let's see who is still here after a week of me not being here. I am surprised anybody is in the chat, to be honest with you guys. K number one. K wins the number one. K wins number one. First time back. First show back. K number one. Robert, what's up, Robert? Philip, what's going on? Or Tiki, what's up, Tiki? All right, Tiki, are you getting banned? You saying things you shouldn't be saying on the internet? Be very careful with that nowadays. We can talk about the Palantir Chat GPT link up that is now stealing everybody's information. We'll talk about that maybe at one point. Michelle, what's up, Michelle? Jen, Janky will never be back after being wrecked like that. Jankies? Jankies! That was bad. That was horrific. And I actually did watch the full Krystal and Cenk debate. I did not watch anything to do with Kyle and Cenk, but good God, that was so bad. Cenk is so easily triggered nowadays. So anyways, we'll watch some of that in a minute. Don't forget to like the stream. Philip, thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying don't forget to like the stream. Please, guys, don't forget to like the stream. Let's see who else is here. Woke Mike. Mike, we got some Titus on. You knew there was like 17 Titus while I was gone, so there's going to be some Titus today. Roxanne, what's going on, Roxanne? Christina. Hi, Christina. Jen, what's up, Jen? Let's see who else is in here. VD always prevalent in my life. What's up, VD? What's going on? Let's see. Starman, what's going on? Nightbot, good job. Nightbot's still working. That's good after a week. I thought Nightbot might have quit its job. Liz, what's going on, Liz? Welcome back. How was the vacay? It was very good. It was very good. Thank you, Roxanne. It was nice to be away. Bandit over there on Twitch. Thank you so much, Bandit, for being on Twitch. Gotta find one day, guys. I'm gonna hit 100 subscribers over there on Twitch. It's not gonna be today, but one day it will happen. Janelle, what's up? Silent Siren! Silent! You closed on your house? You're moving into your new house? That's what I'm talking about, Silent! Congrats! Big things, my friend. Big things! Hard to do when you're riding a Harley. Let's see. Who else is in here? Luck, what's going on, Luck? It is my fault. I knew you guys would blame me for this shit. I knew you guys would blame me for it. Angry Ginger in real life. Go around, piss off locals when you travel by being incredibly stupid. That is like, that I heard that's good for views. I've heard that's good for views. Let's see. Let's see who else is out there. We're back. Voice from the Dark. I like that name. The debate was the best. Cenk is done. Hylian Dread. What's up, Hylian? Don't worry, RFK will ban SPF 120 soon enough. I am like, that's my concern. They're going to be like, sunblock's bad for you, bro. I'm like, look, motherfucker. I either get the cancer from the fucking sunblock or I get the cancer from the sun. I am between a rock and a hard place, and let me tell you this. I don't want to live a sunburnt ginger life on my way to getting skin cancer. At least let me live sunburn free before I get the fucking cancer that comes from fucking sunblock, okay? You want me to rub my head really fast to see if it sounds squeaky? Oh, it does, my friend. Oh, it does. Oh, it does. Oh, let's see. Let's see who else is in here. Malamute. What's up, Malamute? What's going on, Dan? What's happening, Dan? Should make a t-shirt that says Slab City OG. Starman, I might have to work on that. Let's see. Jin, you watched the whole thing. It was just a train wreck. Danny, what's up? Let's see. Swift, what's up, buddy? What's going on? Let's see. Cenk was the lead progressive until he went Darth Vader. That he did. These are the ones that hurt, guys. All right. Seduction Productions. Looks like you're the last one. Have we talked about the bombs yet? Just heard. New bombs. I mean, Jesus Christ. Is Trump... Somebody said Trump's plan was to drop bombs over the weekend so that way it didn't tank the market, so that way he didn't have to take that L. And that makes perfect sense in Trump talk. If there are bombs being dropped right now, that would make complete sense. I saw that the B2s, are they B2s that went over there? It's been a long time since I've been out of the airplane game. I can tell you guys what my favorite dinosaur was, and I'll tell you what my favorite plane was the SR-71. Okay, it was the Corvette of airplanes back in the day. SR-71, that was my plane. All right, but would not surprise me. Would not surprise me if we have more news happening while I'm sitting here. Why wouldn't there be? I mean, here we are again, guys. And don't forget. You know, I tried to use these on the This Space channel, and it didn't work, so I'm going to have to do this. Obama! Yep. Time to drop the Obamnas! The Obamnas, guys. The Obamnas. You know why? Because over in Iran...
In Springfield... They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets.
That's why he's bombing them, guys. He doesn't know the difference between Haitians and Iranians. Okay? He's like, they're all brown to me. They're all brown to me, man. I just drop the bombs. I just drop them. That's all I do. Remember, most anti-war president you guys have ever seen in your life, there's going to be nothing but peace and prosperity when Donald Trump becomes the president. If you guys don't know, most anti-war president that has ever lived, guys. I hope you guys are ready for the peace and prosperity when there is nothing but ashes left of the fucking entire world. Except for maybe Canada. I don't think anybody nukes Canada, right? Canada gets like the fallout as the wind. There's the fucking wind and the streams and the air. When that stuff happens, I'm sorry for that. The fallout's coming for you guys. I'm sorry. But everything else is going to be ashes. So I guess when they were talking about peace and prosperity under Donald Trump, they meant that every human being on Earth was going to be dead except for the Canadians. Maybe this is why he wanted Canada to be the 51st state. So that way he can move to Canada before he burnt down the rest of the world. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. So we're back. We're back. Thanks, Obama. Thanks, Obama. You know, I was thinking about this, guys, while I was on vacation. I said I wasn't thinking about anything to do with stream, but I was. Of course I was. I was thinking about this. I was thinking about, what is my channel? What are we doing? And I think about all the other people and all the other lanes, people that debate people and people that, you know, kind of do news media. And I was kind of thinking, like, what do I do? Like, do I make a difference? And, you know, I sometimes I think, you know, I don't really make a difference because a lot of what I do is I just come on here and talk to people and just try to have a good time with them. And I thought, that's kind of what I do. This is kind of, for me, like getting together with your friends, sitting down and watching some TV and talking about world events that are going on. And I think a lot of what I'm doing on this channel is meant to bring together community and foster like-minded people having a good time during a time that isn't so great. So I hope that that's what it's doing. I'm not trying to be anybody else. I'm just trying to be me. Not trying to make $1 billion. I'm just trying to make something that's worthwhile. And, you know, mainly my focus nowadays is on trying to write a book. Because I think that that's something that I can, you know, leave behind. A legacy of sorts. That may be something that both people can enjoy And also that could have a really like positive message about where things could go in a negative way. I hope that the books that I am writing are going to be books that can be seen in the light of 1984 or Fahrenheit 451 or The Handmaid's Tale. And I hope that they can have the same impact that those books did, in a way of saying to people, like, things don't have to be bad. We can write dystopian fiction that can tell us that these are the negative outcomes of things, and they can warn us against them. And one day, hopefully, we don't have to live that dystopian future. So that's what my concentration is. That's what I want to be here for. That's the things that when we get here, when I'm hanging out with you guys, like, this is my focus. Community. Building a space where people can come and still have community and enjoy what they can of a really fucked up situation. Krystal Ball said it in her argument with Cenk, and it was really impactful. She said, "This is hell." And the way she said it, like, you could say, like, you know, people are being hyperbolic, but this is really, really fucking bad. And I just want to create a space where people can come to. And, you know, sure, we're still talking about everything that's going on, but have community and have that feeling. You know, this actually reminds me of something. A friend of mine asked me, he said, "What good do protests do?" In fact, actually, he started the conversation with bait. And I knew it was bait. But he started the conversation by saying, "Did you go to the protests?" And I said, "No, I can't, unfortunately, go to protests in my community. It's a small community. And I can't bring the potential of harm to the people that I work with because I'm a very prevalent figure in this business." Right? And, you know, he gave me a hard time for it, which is rightfully so. And he said, "Well, okay, it doesn't matter. Protests don't do anything." I said, "Well, what do you mean protests don't do anything?" He said, "Well, they don't do anything. All you're doing, you're blocking traffic. You're just causing problems. What good comes from protests?" And I said that there's a lot of good things that come from protests. Some of the things that come from protests are really important, like bringing Kilmar Abreu Garcia back, right? Getting due process, not just for Garcia, but for everyone from that point on, setting the precedent. Showing up in mass shows the government, hey, if we mobilize, these are the numbers we bring, okay? And those No Kings protests really showed we bring a lot of motherfucking people. So it's a way of saying to the government, this is how many people disagree with you. Other things that it does is it helps to impede people like ICE. It helps to put forth that line that says, what will you do if we show up in mass? Will you go full authoritarian? Will you go full fascist? Will you attack crowds? Will you harm civilians? Because if you do, you will not be doing that unnoticed. You will be doing it on camera. You will be doing it in front of people. We will show the world that this is who you are. But one of the things that I also thought was really important about protests is that it's community. That the more that we talk to each other, the more that we spend time with each other, the more that we form connections with each other, the more solidified this movement becomes, and the more of a positive outcome we can have. So I think there's a lot of good reasons for protests. But one of the things about what I'm doing here on this channel and what those people are doing in protests that's very important is making sure that everybody knows that there are other people out there that have the same values as you, that care about the same things as you do, that have the same moral foundation as you, and that want things to be better. So that way you don't get disheartened. That way you don't get apathetic. Because that's what this government wants you to do. They want you to be exhausted. They want you to be nihilistic. They want you to say, why should I protest? It doesn't do any good anyways. Because they want you to sit at home. They want you to doom scroll on your phone. and they want you to not pay attention while they go around snatching people up off the streets, deporting them without due process. So I really hope that that's something that I'm providing for you guys. What up, Susie? What up, Pinkerbell? What's up, Stan? I see more of you guys popping in here. See if I missed anybody. What up, Dee Dee? You missed me. I missed you, Dee Dee. What's up, Progressively? I love hearing you guys say that. What's up, Regina, over there on Twitch? Thank you. Yeah, you know, and thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for the positive stuff. Thank you so much, because I need that just as much as anybody else does, right? We all need that positive affirmation, you know? So thank you so much to all of you guys for that. All right. I'll stop talking and ranting, as Woke Mike likes to say. The ginger likes to talk. And I hope you guys have been going over there and checking out this space. I know they played a couple of my interviews, and I know that's not their favorite. I put out one on Friday just to give you guys a little something to watch with Debbie Goldman. And to be honest, I had thought about not releasing that interview for a while because I thought that it started kind of poorly because the lady I was interviewing, Debbie Goldman, didn't seem to be in a great headspace at the time. She was a little flustered with the format. And I thought about not releasing it, at least for a while. There's also so many things to talk about. I haven't done any other interviews, just so you guys know. Because all these other interviews have been like, you know, about this woman firefighter or about, you know, more redlining stuff. And it's like, all of that stuff is really important to not stop talking about. But it just seems like right now, like we have to focus on what's going on and not on these, you know, kind of outside things. So I feel really sorry for these people that are writing these books. Have been writing them for 4 or 5, 10 years, and they're putting them out now in this environment because, unfortunately, almost everybody's attention is on what's happening now. So I did release the interview because I thought, and this is for you guys, if you guys watch the video, watch the interview, and you think the first half isn't really what you want, because these people want to talk about their book. That's what they come to the interview for. So she wants to talk about call centers and the way that unionization helped or hurt them. Helped in her view. But if you really want like to hear some really like strong opinions on Trump and this administration, fast forward it. Go about halfway through, about 28 minutes in, and you'll start to hear her talking about unions and their importance and what this administration is doing. So if you guys could for me, at one point, go and check out the new video with Debbie J. Goldman, the interview, why we need unions. And just hit the like button, drop a comment. Just help this lady's book get out there and help her sell some books. I know that it's not what's hip, what's happening now, but I felt like it needed to go out. Benny Loco. What's up, Benny? What's up, Reverend? What's up, Alan? What's going on, guys? What's up, Sean? What's up, Marley? USA just dropped some stuff on Iran. Okay. I'll tell you what. Let's just check real quick. Here we go. We'll jump over here. USA. I try not to talk while I'm doing this. USA strikes Iran's nuclear facilities. The U.S. military conducted airstrikes on Iran's nuclear facilities in Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan on Sunday morning. Hey guys, we're not in this war. Just so you guys know. Just so you guys know, we're not actually in this war. All right, guys. Trump said so. Trump told all those people that he was anti-war and that we're not currently doing this right now. So it's like true 1984 shit. He says, we're not in the war, we're not in the war, we're not in the war. Then he bombs a bunch of nuclear facilities and he goes, we've always been in the war. And everybody's like, oh yeah, that's right. That's right. We've always been in the war. Yeah, I've always been pro-war, guys. I've never been anti-war. I never said Trump was anti-war. What are you talking about? I've always been pro-war. 1984, guys. 1984. Why it matters. Trump's decision to intervene directly in support of Israel's effort to dismantle. It's been a while, guys. Trump's decision to intervene directly in support of Israel's effort to dismantle Iran's nuclear program marks a historic escalation in the Middle East. Oh, this is totally an AI generated article. Trump met with his national security team in the White House Situation Room on Saturday evening. Here, let's go to the BBC. Oh, yeah, stealth bombers. The problem with most of these guys is they don't like my ad block. The U.S. military has sent American B-2 stealth bombers to U.S. island territory of Guam in the Pacific Ocean, U.S. media reports. No, this is just talking about that. Here we go. Let's watch here's Al Jazeera. American forces conducted very successful strikes on Iranian nuclear facilities at Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan, and that all U.S. planes are now out of Iranian airspace. Trump did not seek Congress. Oh, Jesus Christ. Can I not read? Holy fuck. Trump did not seek Congress approval for strikes. I can read. I've been on vacation, guys. Don't judge me. The U.S. Constitution gives lawmakers the power to declare war and authorize military activity, but Trump did not seek the approval of Congress before striking Iran. No way! No way! No fucking way. In the Senate and House of Representatives, legislators from both major parties had put forward legislation to compel Trump to go to Congress before attacking Iran's nuclear site, but Trump preempted the votes on the bills. Lack of congressional authorization will likely be a major talking point in U.S. politics, especially if a broader war breaks out. And this is par for the course. This is just what he's doing. This is what he has been doing this whole time. It's better to ask for forgiveness than it is to ask for permission. This is what he has done, and he doesn't even ask for fucking forgiveness. So fuck that. He's not even doing that. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? He doesn't even ask for forgiveness. He created his own fucking, saying. It's like, it's better to, do it than ask for permission. That's Trump saying. It's better to, do it than ask for permission. It's, just like his essay allegations. So it goes right along with that. Let's see. Trump says U.S. forces have attacked Iran. The president says in a social media post, fuck my life. Oh my God. My book is so fucking, it's like I'm writing the book and it's happening. What is that movie? Is it like Dick and Jane or something where the guy is like narrating his own life? I'm writing a book. And it's happening. You can't convince me this shit isn't a simulation. It's a social media post. Because I get emails from True Social for trying to fucking get his tweets off of that shit. I just got a fucking notification that was like, do you want a red check mark? Be a part of the Patriot movement with the red check mark. And I was like, fuck, that's like what I'm writing about. Freedom Coin and Freedom Cities and patriotic movements and all of this shit. Of course he did it with a social media post. Jesus Christ, man. I am so fucking over this. The president says in a social media post that the U.S. has conducted very successful strikes. When are they not? Has Trump ever came out and said, things went pretty good, but actually at the end of the day, it could have been better? I'm like doing Obama for Trump. That's how we know. That there's no fucking way Obama that Trump would ever say this. Things went, as well as we wanted them to, but at the end of the day, not as great. Always very fucking successful. Everything this dude, very successful, always successful, never actually any bad at all. Very successful strikes on Iranian nuclear facilities. All planes are now out of Iranian airspace. We have completed our very successful attack on 3 nuclear sites in Iran, including Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. All planes are now outside of Iran airspace, Trump said in a post on True Social. A full payload of bombs. Why do you capitalize bombs? Fuck. A full payload of bombs was dropped on the primary site, Fort Al. All planes are safely on their way home. Congratulations to our great American warriors. There is not another military in the world that could have done this. Are you fucking sure about that? Now is the time for peace. He capitalized bombs, and now is the time for peace. This is fucking, what is his fucking Schadenfreude or whatever the fuck that thing is. It's fucking irony. Life is a satire now. It's a fucking parody. He capitalized bombs, and now is the time for peace, and didn't realize how fucking hyper-ironic that is. I said ironic. God damn it. I'm dying inside. And why does he keep putting thank you for your attention to this matter? Why does he keep adding that? What the fuck, man? Who told him that he needs to put thank you for your attention to this matter at the end of every tweet now? Out of everything, I think that's the thing that's driving me the most fucking crazy. Like, I know he does some shit. Like him fucking bombing and saying that we're not involved in wars that we're involved in. Him fucking doing dumb shit. Like, that shit doesn't surprise me. Doesn't get to me at all. Putting thank you for your attention to this matter is like fucking, what the fuck are we doing? Please stop. Full stop, please. Holy shit, guys. Oh my God. I'm sure there's like a live feed of this right now. I can't, though. I can't. The only war that goes on is on Christmas. Oh, you're killing me, sheet poster. It's not even December yet, brother. Oh, shit. Like, is there like 17 Chernobyls going on in Iran right now? Like, does nobody want to talk about that part? Does nobody want to talk about the part that Putin has fucking a massive amount of nuclear weapons and that he is fucking literally friends with Iran? Does nobody want to talk about how fucking bad of an idea that is? I have been saying this, and I am so tired of saying the words I have been saying. This is just like, thank you for your attention to this matter. My version of thank you for your attention to this matter is I have been saying this. I have been saying this since the fucking beginning. That if Trump thinks somehow he is going to weasel his way into the relationship between Russia and China and Iran, he's a moron. But we all know he's a moron, so of course he's trying to do that. Like, do people understand? He wanted to use a tactical nuke. This is what they're saying, that he wants to use a tactical nuke. If he uses a tactical nuke because he just wants to show the world how big his tiny ass mushroom dick is, do you know what happens? The most likely case, if he does something like that, is that Russia goes, dope. Now we use nuclear weapon. And they fucking drop one on Ukraine. That's the most likely thing that happens if we drop a nuke on Iran. Do you think that Putin is going to just sit back and be like, oh, there goes our money? They are fucking allied with Iran. This is why it's a stupid idea for us to be involved in that shit. It is one thing to be providing assistance to Ukraine. The whole fucking mentality of these fucking MAGA supporters has always been, we can't have boots on the ground because that'll escalate and then we'll be in World War III. What the fuck do you think bombing Iran is? Jesus fucking Christ. I can't. Okay, moving on. What's up, Groove Dragon? Big Balls gave him that advice. Sarah. Big Balls gave him that advice. You are not fucking wrong. There's a 19-year-old going, I think we should bomb those nuclear facilities. And Trump was like, I like this kid. More than I like most kids, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, I forgot about the parade. We'll talk about the parade. Okay, hold on. We can't get to that. No, it's not World War III yet. Not yet. It's not World War III yet. It's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. It's like the fucking prelude. I don't know how to talk to people anymore. Like, I can talk to you guys and you guys use full sentences. You guys talk with words. How do you talk to people that are like, this is the most anti-war president ever? And then he fucking starts his shit with like fucking bombing Yemen and fucking, didn't he bomb Somalia? And fucking now he's bombing Iran. And he wants to put a resort in Gaza. Like, how do you talk to people like this? They don't live in reality. How the fuck do you talk to these people? You don't. There is no talking to these people. What the fuck? All right. And they kept saying, yeah, Kamala would start World War III. Because we know every fucking accusation is a confession. Every one of them. Okay. On to the show, guys. On to the show. All right. Today, the videos that we will be watching. This is a small guy, so I want you guys to go and check this guy out. Okay. First of all, I do not endorse any channel. I'm just giving you this channel's information. If you like the video that we're going to watch, go and check that shit out. Click a subscribe, hit the like button, because as I said before, this channel is about us getting together, sharing dope-ass streamers, sometimes not so dope. It's up to you guys. And helping, get bigger voices out there. Get the voices and the messages that we care about out there bigger and stronger and louder so we can compete with the fucking alternate reality that is going on in this society. So this is about a singer who apparently sang a song, I Will Vote for Trump, a Latino singer whose husband then gets deported. Well, fuck around and find out fan fiction for you guys. Fuck around and find out fan fiction. We should somebody start that Reddit page. Fuck around and find out fan fiction. Okay, but it's actually not fiction, it's real. We've got Trump's Fast and the Furious. That's the Titus video that we're going to watch. We've got the Adam Mockler channel that is Adam Mockler is apparently now fucking subbing out to Fiverr for people. Sorry, Chris. I know Chris is a good kid, but like Adam's got so much goddamn money now, he's just paying people to do his videos for him. Talking about this racist ass MAGA supporter on Juneteenth. We got to watch that one. We got Jinkies. And I didn't want to play the whole one. Maybe we'll do like an extra stream or something and watch the full 40-minute one or the hour one with Kyle and Krystal. So instead, we got the Humanist Report's breakdown of Janky getting his ass cheeks clapped by Krystal and Kyle in a wild ass debate. If you haven't watched this debate, you have to watch this debate. It was fucking wild. So we've got that. And then we got the Good Liars going to the military parade and doing our favorite thing ever. Maybe we'll play some illness or education when we get to this video. That's a possibility. And then if we have time, we'll get to the IHIP ladies. Sorry, IHIP ladies, I put you all the way at the end. I love Pumps' face in this fucking... Dude, I love her face. She's got that what the fuck is going on face going on right there. So that's what we're doing today. That's what we're doing today. We're going to check it out. We're going to see what's going on. Thank you guys for being over there on Twitch. Thank you. The more chat, better on Twitch, because one day I might actually get monetized on Twitch just to lose it. I'm sure rather quickly, probably in record time. But at one point or another, I might actually get monetized over there on Twitch. to pay for a couple more time off occasions where I can be on here. As you guys know, I don't usually take vacations to go to the beach. Usually I take vacations to be on here and stream. So if we get to a point where we have some dollars coming in and me being able to take some days off from work, I will. And yeah, so if you guys help me out, sub to the Twitch stream and throw some chats over there, so that way people can get me up and get me on the front page one day and maybe make a difference over there as well. The more we grow, the better it is for everybody. I saw that Adam threw a tampon at Anna one. Yeah, I saw that. Adam from Valuetainment. 5 Alarm, what's up? James, what's up? Did I say hi to 5 Alarm and James? I don't think so. I don't think I said hi to you guys. All right, so let's start with this one. First of all, more coffee. More coffee. We should talk about the recounts at some point. Yeah, I did see that there are lawsuits going forward on the 2024 election. One of the reasons I don't like talking about the recounts is because that's something that I should be a little more educated to, like, everything that's going on with it before I get on here and just espouse my opinion. Because I think it's very easy to misguide people with my opinions when I don't know, like, the full facts of the situation. So something as important as getting the information correct surrounding election stuff, I leave that to people. I think her name is Jessica Denson. I leave that to people like Jessica Denson and her channel, as she does a great job. And maybe we should just watch some videos of her talking about it. But me, myself, just talking about it, I don't think that I'm going to do it justice. I know how I feel about it, but as I say, I think and I feel statements oftentimes lead to misinformation, and I don't want to do that. But we will, and we should do that. Okay, let's see if I can get my arm underneath my mic here. Silent, yeah, send them to me send those links to me in Discord. Okay, so this video is the singer of I Will Vote for Trump crying after ICE detains her husband. Fuck around and find out fiction going on here, guys.
Remember this lady? Well,
okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. It kind of bangs, but that's because I like that Latin flavor. All right, I like the Latin flavor. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It's got some good music behind it. You guys don't hate me. Don't hate me. I'm just saying, if you toss some Latin music on, I'm like, okay, all right, yeah, we can, yeah, all right, okay, all right, yeah. So first of all, good marketing on her part. Okay.
remember this lady?
See, I can't help myself. Sorry. Sorry, guys.
Well, I'm trying not to laugh. This is her now.
Oh!
It's been happening frequently at the 333 Miami Avenue Federal Court
Wow, that escalated quickly.
building. Janet Correa's husband was detained this week. According to her immigration lawyer, he has already been placed on expedite removal.
Oh,
Deported
shit!
for Donald Trump. Donald Trump deport. You heard that right, guys. Janet Correa, the famous Trump singing lady, has had...
Dude, and this is the kind of shit, man. Like, you know they used it to grift. Like, I can't be sad for this person. Like, I want to have empathy. I want to be like, let's be the better person, and, like, that's fucked up. I'm sad for her husband. But I bet her husband voted for Donald Trump, too. They saw the easy money. They jumped up on that shit. I also like that this is on World Star Hip Hop.
had her husband detained by ICE. And not only that, but he got put on expedited removal. They want him out of the U.S. They don't want him. But of course, we've been telling them...
Fast food removal. Oh, man. Fast food removal.
I love Tesla.
He don't love you, though.
this all along. They don't want you, bro. Also, do you remember the time I went viral because I told people to call ICE on Latinos for Trump and the family members of Latinos for Trump? It looks like it's happening, and I couldn't be happier. You reap what you sow, and I stand by what I say. But anyways, play silly games, get silly prizes. Let me know what you guys think.
I didn't think they was going to go after Cubans. We are not the bad people. I vote Trump because he wants to help the people.
It's so hard to, like, I can't wrap my mind around it. I can't, man. What the fuck do you mean you thought he was going to just go after bad people? Like, there's so many things that are wrong with that argument. Like, first of all, just Donald Trump. Donald Trump by himself, like that alone. And then there's just the logistics. The logistics of just going after the bad people. Why aren't they down on Compton? Why aren't they in East LA? You know why? Because going down there is how ICE agents actually get shot. Like, that's how, like, you don't go into those areas where those real fucking gangs are. Because MS-13 ain't nothing to fuck with. Real, actual fucking gnarly gangs, you're not going to just fucking grab those dudes off the street like they're doing to these fucking poor people that are just living. There are so many fucking videos now. And thank God there is. Just so you guys know. Just so you guys know. Thank God there are so many fucking videos of this shit going on. Because imagine what would be happening if there weren't videos of this shit happening and people seeing this. There wouldn't be people out there forming human chains and stopping ICE from fucking deporting people, from going in their houses and fucking ripping them out of their houses with masks on, without warrants, without any due process. Thank God all those videos exist. Holy fuck, man. I lost my train of thought. I got upset.
For Donald Trump. Even though he keep deporting y'all. For Donald Trump.
Oh yeah, I was saying the logistics of the situation. Dude, they're getting clowned. They're getting clowned so hard. Look, if we have to deal with this bullshit, you guys do too. The logistics of the situation. They're not gonna go and get just the bad people. If you could do that, I know that people hate Biden. I know that people hate Obama. I know that people hate Democrats. But if you look at deportation numbers, Obama was deporter in chief. Biden deported a lot of fucking people. The people that were allowed into America, and I'm not saying every single one of them were good people, but the majority of them were people that were allowed into the country because they were allowed under the idea that they were seeking asylum, that they were going to be paroled, that they would go to these courts, and that they would be able to apply for the process. Biden, I know you just want to hate Joe Biden so fucking bad. He's just Sleepy Joe. He's fucking sniffing people. I get it. I understand. I understand that that's what you want to do. But if Biden could have, if Obama could have, if Clinton could have, for fucking sure, okay, they would have been deporting the criminals because they know that would be political capital for them. What the fuck do you mean you thought he was just going to go after the bad ones? It makes no fucking sense. These people make no fucking sense.
It's been happening frequently at the 333 Miami Avenue Federal
sunburned.
Court building. Janet Correa's husband was detained this week. According to her immigration lawyer, he has already been placed on expedite removal.
Too bad, so sad.
Wow.
This is unfair.
Wow.
I'm so sorry I can't touch it.
Let me ask
I don't
you.
know how I'm going to say that to my mom. My mom has a heart attack.
Judel,
It's like when I see stuff like that, I'll be kind of sad because I'll be wanting to care.
Right?
Like it's like 10%
Right?
of me, like I'll be wanting to care, but then I'll be like, yeah, you didn't. You didn't give a fuck. Not until it started affecting y'all anyway.
So that's the part of this equation right there. That's the part of the equation right there. That's what fucks me up inside. Because you want to be empathetic. You want to be like, no, like, it shouldn't be happening to anybody, even you dumbasses, right? You want to be like that. But you know, these motherfuckers made songs, bro. You don't think they wouldn't be making, if this shit didn't happen to her husband, she'd be making, they deported you today. They deported illegals. They deported the illegals. Like, she'd be making a fucking song about it. Like, you made a fucking song about voting for a dude that was going to break up people's families. You made a song, there's a video of a lady waiting outside to pick up her daughter from school. And these ICE agents grab her and take her when she's supposed to be there picking up her daughter from school. Do you think those ICE agents, these fucking Proud Boys and shit that are wearing masks, faking, acting like they're ICE agents, cosplaying as Border Patrol agents, do you think they stayed and told that little girl that her mom got deported or got detained? No, of course not. That poor fucking kid's gonna wander around in a fucking parking lot looking for her mom. Can't find her. And this bitch made a song. I would love to feel empathy for these people, but I don't.
I will vote for Donald Trump. Hey, that shit kind of slide though. I will vote. Yeah, for Donald Trump. Y'all was getting it. Y'all was jigging. See, but why y'all gotta do that though? Like, why y'all gotta like make songs and wear the merchandise and wear the hat and get the tattoos? That's too many receipts of y'all looking stupid. I mean, I fuck with the bars, I fuck with the flow, but y'all gotta change the lyrics up a little bit now. Y'all gotta change the lyrics up. Now y'all gotta be like, Donald Trump, yeah, he got my vote. Yeah, now Donald Trump putting us on the board. You know what I'm saying? You gotta say Trump, you gotta roll the R's with it. It's dope though.
It's been happening frequently at the 333 Miami Avenue Federal Court building. Janet Correa's husband was detained this week. According to her immigration lawyer, he has already been placed on expedite remand.
All right. So anyways, that was this channel is called Rumor Mill. Only 2K subscribers, guys. Only 976 views on this video from a day ago. So let's make this pop. Let's help him out. Here you go. Let's get him some let's get some views on that video for this guy. Because like I said, the more you view stuff, the more you comment on this stuff, the more you like this stuff, the more people are gonna see it. The reason that the right-wing alt media sphere is so big is because those people do the work. They share the content, they like the content, they drop comments. Dude, they love to drop comments. They're the dumbest fucking comments you've ever seen in your life, but they love to drop those fucking comments. So for sure, go check out Rumor Mill, like the video, and drop a comment. Say the Angry Ginger sent you there. Say we watched the video, it's fucking hilarious. This lady, whatever the fuck you want to say. Say the things, you know, you feel in your heart about this bullshit that's going on here. But you got to do the work if you want to make this shit get out there and you want to make sure that people see it. So, you know, big up to Rumor Mill for putting together that compilation and posting it on YouTube. That's fuck around and find out. Wow. Titus. Mike, I'm going to the Titus video. Okay, we're going to do Titus, and then we're going to do Cenk right after this, because we got to get to the Cenk video, and you know that's going to be a 9-hour-long video. You know my ass ain't going to be able to shut up during that one. Oh, man. Stay hydrated, guys. All right. Let's watch Titus, Trump's Fast and Furious fuck-up. This should be good. Guys.
I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. War! What is it good for?
Absolutely nothing.
Well, except to make a small dicked tater.
The squeaky wheels! Oh, the squeaky wheels are killing me. Oh, what a sad birthday party. You know what people should have done? Now, I know you guys aren't going to be with this, but you guys are going to have to bear with me, okay? Don't fucking judge it until I'm done, guys. I can feel you guys already judging me. You know how, like, when, like, a kid, like, they throw a birthday party and, like, nobody shows up to the birthday party, and, like, the mom, like, takes a picture, and it's, like, the presents are all sad by themselves on a table, and then there's, like, plates laid out for everybody, and there's, like, a stack of pizzas, but, like, the kid's all by himself there, and all of us are, like, you know, the good people. We're like, damn, that's sad, man. And so what do? Like, you know, everybody starts sending the kid, like, birthday cards saying, like, hey, man, I'll be your friend. Hey, we love you. You know, keep your head up. Like, you know, things get better, all that shit. Somebody should have done that for Donald Trump. Somebody should have started, like, a birthday page for Donald Trump's birthday parade. And been like, no one showed up to the president's birthday. And look, I'm not saying you guys got to send him like positive messages. You guys could just send him a bunch of mean ass shit. Send that shit straight to the White House. You can just dunk on the motherfucker. Saw your parade. That shit looks sad. Ha ha, bitch. It could just be like a reverse, supportive campaign. I don't know. We'll work on that. The squeaky wheels got me on this shit, though. Damn.
Well, except to make a small dictator feel like a big man. To make him feel as tall as the lifts in his tiny boots make him feel.
Old man.
President Trump threw himself a birthday party, and nobody showed up. Yet between 5 and 11 million showed up to protest Kim Jong.
Bro, they said 250,000. Fuck, they love their numbers, dude. They love their numbers. 250,000 people showed up to the parade, bro. God damn, this is so dystopian. Fucking fascist dystopia.
Orange. Imagine having your birthday party, and not only did no one show up, but the whole school showed up.
I fucking did not pre-watch, guys. Did not pre-watch. Oh, fuck.
White males way up. White males have gone through the roof. White males way up. I love Tesla.
You think Elon gifted him a Tesla for his birthday?
Outside your house to flick boogers on your house. Happy birthday, Dick Trader. We had a senator this last week thrown to the ground.
That shit's crazy.
For asking the question of our head of
so much shit happened while I was gone.
And clearance rack sex doll impersonator dog murderer Kristi Noem.
Oh yeah, isn't she like dying in a hospital or something? Dude, that picture. Oh, that picture. Wow. Dude, some MAGA people, if they saw this video, they'd be dicks out already. Like they're rushing for the lotion. Okay, right now dude, every Trump supporter's like, oh, Brenda, get the lotion in the tissues.
Kristi, yeah, we have the head of a Department of Homeland Security named Kristi with an I, so she can put a heart on it. At what point does plastic surgery become a mental illness?
What the fuck,
And this is just the beginning, people. Things are happening so fast.
Hold on.
Plastic surgery become a mental illness.
Holy shit. What a fucking weird world. Holy fuck, Laura Loomer. Look at Laura Loomer. Holy Christ. I mean, Matt gets that. That looks like natural progression. I'll be honest with you. I mean, a little Botox in the forehead, but I mean, you look at that before picture and the after picture, and I could have guessed that that's what was going to happen.
And this is just the beginning, people. Things are happening so fast. We here on the podcast.
That's what I saw, Tired. What's up, Tired?
We had troops on the ground in L.A. where there was no violence at all. People were like doing the dancing. We had our president who said he was going to do 90 trade deals in 90 days, leave the G7 in the middle of it, and he did exactly 0 deals.
Oh, I heard Mark Carney canceled his press conference right in the middle of it. I didn't get to look that one up. I've been on vacation. So much shit happens while I'm on vacation. How am I supposed to fucking keep up with all this shit?
It's been 72 days since he said it, and we have no trade deals, and the rest of the world thinks we are a clown show. The fuck-ups and failures are fast and furious in this administration. I mean, from killing our reputation worldwide to putting the stock market into a panic and making it so food is rotting in the fields because we're deporting immigrants from a country founded, planned, and built by immigrants. But this is all nothing compared to what is happening now. Iran and Benji Yahoo are at war. They are bombing each other.
Poor Titus. Poor Titus. He did that video the other day where he was like, and by now some other shit has probably already happened. Yeah. I got bad news for you, Titus.
In missiles, destroying buildings, and people are dying. And Sweet Potato Hitler said,
Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. I've been saying it for a long time. That's it. It's very simple as far as I'm concerned. They can't have a nuclear weapon.
We already did that. Obama actually made a deal with Iran years ago to not make nuclear weapons. And guess what? We had the deal. We had inspectors and checks and balances. And Trump You killed it, dipshit. Because, and let's be honest, the black guy did it. And the black guy is a better man than you. He's a better husband than you. He's a better leader than you. And he's cooler than the other side of Prince's pillow.
Hey, Prince, what's going on, man?
Oh, remember what a normal human being looked like? Oh, Jesus, it's been a while.
We have ships and planes ready in the Middle East. Comrade Kitten Heels says he's weighing whether we should get into this war.
Too late.
The guy who said he would never go to war. The guy who said he would stop all wars. And Ukraine on day one.
If I'm president, I will have that war settled in one day, 24 hours. Before I even arrive at the Oval Office, I will have the disastrous war between Russia and Ukraine settled. I will get a settlement in 24 hours. That is a war that's dying to be settled. I will get it settled before I even become president. And within 24 hours, that war will be settled. It'll be over. I will get it solved in rapid order, and it will take me no longer than one day before I even take over the White House. The power to end this war. And I think
yet
Obama
since he became president, we have the Ukraine war raging harder than ever.
24 hours
Israel
ever.
Gaza is a genocide. India and Pakistan is a nuclear time bomb, and Israel Iran is also nukalicious.
Fuck.
The one thing we used to have is competent leadership under Obama and Biden. Obama got bin Laden.
I determined that we had enough intelligence to take action and authorized an operation to get Osama bin Laden and bring him to justice.
Trump can't get asses in seats for his big boy boom boom bone spur birthday parade.
The squeaky wheels.
Biden saved our ass after Trump's first term, and you guys forgot. Biden turned it around so fast, you thought it was easy. Now, less than 5 months in, we're in a trade war.
Yeah, and so that's the thing that everybody, I'm just going to continue to point this shit out. People take it for granted. People look at what happened under Biden and they're like, the economy was so bad. And it's like, the economy for certain people in our society has not been good for a very long time. Those people are mostly lower middle class and poverty stricken. Blue collar workers, people without health care. These are all things that we've talked about multiple times that can be solved through a series of social safety nets for the impoverished, investment in the poor, and taxing the ultra fucking wealthy. But people, they just want to look at the time and be like, but it was so bad. It was so... No, it wasn't bad compared to what it could have been. You might not like Joe Biden's foreign policy, and we can have a discussion over what America did during its time in the Israel-Gaza conflict. For sure, we can have that discussion. But the discussion we can't have is whether or not Joe Biden didn't do a good job in steering us out of the pandemic and back into a healthy economic situation that was progressively getting better. Because there is no discussion to be had there. If you don't think that Joe Biden did a good job moving us out of a fucking pandemic, keeping us out of a fucking recession, and putting America back on track and being the number one economy in the world while doing it, you're a moron. And if you're on the left and you believe that shit, you're just as bad as the cult members. Because if the things that Joe Biden did in his foreign policies make you blind to the truth of what really happened during his tenure economically after the pandemic, then you're a fucking moron too. Just a heads up.
A war on immigration, a war on democratic...
Oh, thank you, 5 Alarm Fire, for the $10. And also, hey, what's up, Cajun? What's up, Trent? What's up, John? What's up, guys? $10 from 5 Alarm Fire. For those of you who do not know, those soldiers out of step during that parade were silently protesting. We used to do that in certain situations when I was enlisted. Thank you, 5 Alarm, for the inner workings. I will have to look that up. I have not looked at that. Donald J. Trump can't even spell Nobel. The motherfucker is so weird. He's the weirdest human being that has ever lived. Weirdest human being that has ever lived. They won't give me a Nobel Prize. He is like the fucking epitome. The epitome of participation trophies. Donald Trump is why participation trophies exist. Like, somebody needs to give Donald Trump a participation Nobel Prize. He needs it. I stopped the war in India. Brother, no, you didn't. Even if you wanted to be the fucking, like, give them the most credit possible, if you wanted to be like somebody, wasn't it J.D. Vance that allegedly made the phone call that India was like, no, you fucking didn't? Wouldn't it be J.D. Vance? Give the motherfucker some participation trophies before he burns the fucking world down. This is why participation trophies were created. They were created for people that were worried that motherfuckers were going to shoot up schools. They're like, fuck, we got to help these fucking Caucasian kids out. They don't get a gold medal, and the next thing you know, these fucking young dudes are in schools fucking shooting up places. Let's fucking get them some medals. Fucking somebody get this motherfucker some participation trophies so we can calm this shit down. God damn it. What's up, Paul? Oh, shit.
Cities. Oh, Biden turned it around so fast, you thought it was easy. Now, less than 5 months in, we're in a trade war. We're in a war on immigration, a war on democratic cities, a war on women, a war on the rule of law, a war on democracy, and on the verge of a world war with the dumbest, most corrupt, small-dicked traitor we've seen in the history of America.
Whiskey.
And he's in charge of our
Oh my
lives.
God, we're in trouble.
And I'm sure that in 3 days, until this is released, he'll have created some new total
This video was prophetic. This video was super prophetic. I think he made this a day ago. Holy shit. I like how the dipshits in MAGA 2 don't understand what happens when you bomb nuclear facilities if they did have nuclear grade fucking weapons. Like, not even weapons, just energy. Jesus Christ. These people are like the dumbest human beings that have ever existed. You could not convince me that these people have ever read a book or watched like a real documentary that didn't have something to do with like COVID. And those weren't real documentaries, guys. Plandemic was not a real documentary. It's a mockumentary. A mocking of human intelligence. Fuck, when after this World War III, you know what's going to be left for people to find? Videos of MAGA supporters. Because there's just a bajillion of them, and we're part of the problem. We've been pushing that shit out there too. It's gonna be incredibly hard to find shit that doesn't like look bad for us. It's just gonna be nothing but MAGA supporters that the next generation of human beings, the next iteration of human beings finds. They're gonna be like, holy fuck, these people, they were dumb. I get it now. Maybe they'll learn from our mistakes. Maybe they'll learn from our mistakes.
It's second to midnight, bitches, and I wish I had better news. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. You know, I remember being a kid thinking about, we're going to go to nuclear war, man. The Russians hide under the desk. And you know what? Even then, I thought, it's not really going to happen. We were scared a little bit. But we had guys that were running stuff. Even Reagan, Jesus Christ. Reagan was tough, but he wasn't a fucking idiot. And now we got this fucking guy who just because his dick is so small, he may just set up for you. See, I told you I was going to do it. Fuck, we're so fucked.
He's not wrong. Holy shit, guys. You gotta, you couldn't have called this. You gotta admit that. I don't know. Some of you guys probably did. You guys are right. You guys are right. I was wrong. I can't say that enough. I feel like I go back, and it's not like I was fucking supportive. It's not like I wasn't saying shit was going to be bad. I mean, I was. But I feel like going back now, I feel like I sane-washed Trump a little bit. Like, look at the first term, and, there were guardrails on him, and people kind of fucking held him in check, and No. No. I was wrong. I feel like I sane washed him. I feel like that. Holy shit. You know, something I was thinking about while this is going on. We were talking about, I was talking about MAGA watching a documentary. So I don't watch a lot of movies. I like to watch documentaries. I like to watch things where I learn stuff, right? Like, the majority of my time in my life is almost always spent trying to learn something. Even like when I play a video game, right? Like, I like to play games that in some way make me like think really strategically. I like real-time strategy games. I like games where you have to participate in like multiplayer online, where you have to participate with lots of other people and work together. I like to learn different skills. And when I'm watching movies, I like to watch really introspective movies, or I like to watch documentaries. So while I was on vacation, these are the videos I watched. And each one of them had something that really like spoke to me and like kind of was applicable to what we're going through. I watched the Ocean Gate submarine documentary. I didn't want to watch that video. I was at the ocean. Seemed like a bad time to be watching it, but we watched it anyways. If you have not watched that Ocean Gate Netflix documentary, you should. And this is why. Because if you watch that documentary, you see why Peter Thiel, why Elon Musk, why Andreessen and the rest of these techno oligarchs don't want AI to be regulated for the next 10 years. Because the man that was the CEO and owner of OceanGate did everything he could to dodge regulations. He did everything he could to classify people in the submarine not as passengers, but as, crew captains or some shit like that. Because this is what these people with all this money want. He forced so much to happen in such a short timeline because he had such a huge ego and was such a narcissist that he wanted to be considered amongst the Elon Musks, the big boys, the guys that had, in his opinion, which in my opinion he hasn't accomplished shit, but in his opinion had accomplished these big things, so he wanted to be one of those people. And what happened, of course, is he killed people. And he's lucky that he didn't kill a lot of other people, because when you watch this documentary and you see all the people that left because they're like, fuck this shit, I'm out, you see that he could have killed a lot of other people as well. So I watched the OceanGate documentary, and what I got from that was the understanding of what billionaires are trying to do right now with our society. I also watched The Octopus Teacher. That one was for my daughter. And we watched that. And that taught me a lot about like ocean species and just like, man, so interesting. The ocean. So interesting. Really crazy stuff. Really enjoyed that one. But that was just kind of offhand. I watched that one. And then I watched a movie called Number 24. Every single person. Mission specialist. Thank you, Miss Anonymous. Mission specialist. Every person in chat, you should watch the movie Number 24. It's on Netflix. This movie is very appropriate to what we're going through now, because this movie is about a guy that was in Norway that was the most decorated Norwegian citizen during World War II. And a lot of that movie really fucking spoke to me. And I cried. Shit'll make you cry. This movie will make you cry. Because he chose during World War II to do something that most people wouldn't. He was still going to work every day in Nazi-occupied, I think it's Oslo. And he was like, I can't do this. It just doesn't feel right to continue to show up to work every day with this crazy shit going on. I feel like I need to do something. And I can tell you that most of the time I'm at work nowadays, I feel the same way. I feel like, though it's important, I have to pay my bills, I have to keep my family fed, I have to keep my mortgage paid. I can't let everything fall apart. But most of the time I'm at work, I feel like I'm not doing something to help the situation that we're currently in. So that part really spoke to me, right? But the movie goes on, and I don't want to spoil this. And the movie surrounds him giving a speech because this is, I think he's in his 90s at this time, and he's giving speeches in places in Norway. And he's taking questions from people. And, during that time, they did have to take the lives of, I think it's something like 82 Norwegians that were Nazi sympathizers. Because he gets involved, I'm kind of skipping some things. He gets involved in this group that is fighting behind the scenes against the Nazis. And he gets all these, jobs to do, and it starts out very, very fast, actually, to be honest with you. And he's, blowing up places like Nazi recruitment places and stuff like that. And things that people would look at and be like, wow, like, who would do something like that, right? Somebody that's scared. Somebody that's worried about their way of life being taken away from them. That's who does something like that. And at one point or another, they have to start taking out Norwegians that had done this. And this girl asks him, she says, is that true that you guys did this? And he has this very sad moment where it looks like he's about to cry. And he says, yes, we did that. And she's like, do you think it was necessary? And he was like, yes. One of the people that they took out was considered the Norwegian Hitler, a guy who was sending Jewish people in Norway to concentration camps to be killed. And he said, these weren't good people. These weren't good people. She's like, well, some of these people were just, informants. And he's like, yes, we had to take those people out too. Watch the movie. Because at one point or another, we may be in the same situation. We may be going to work one day and saying to ourselves, what am I doing here? Holy shit, what the fuck is happening in my country? Are we the Nazis now? And, there's a part where she asks him, she says, you did this to Norwegian citizens? And he said, yes, we had to. And she said, do you think violence is okay? And he said, I don't think it's okay. I think sometimes it's necessary. And she said, well, haven't you ever heard of a man named Gandhi? And that was funny because I can't remember who it was. But the last stream I did before I left, somebody said, what about Martin Luther King Jr.? And what about Gandhi? And what I said at that time was, if you look at Martin Luther King towards the end of his time, he said that riots were the language of the unheard, and that peace and speeches and nonviolent protests only get you so far. And that when you live in a oppressive regime, there is a time where it becomes necessary. And I'm paraphrasing Martin Luther King's words. That is not exactly what he said. And that's pretty much what he says to this young lady. And in no way am I telling people to commit any form of violence, just so you guys know. I'm not telling you that. I'm saying go watch that movie. Because there's a part of that really shows one of the gentlemen that was involved in taking the lives of the Nazis within that society after the war, after World War II, takes his own life. And that's because the things that are done in war are not things that we were meant to live with. Even when you're doing the good things, even when you feel like you're the protagonist, not the antagonist. We don't want war. We don't want violence. We don't want to be put in the same position as number 24 was. And so I think it's important to go watch movies like that, not because I think that should, inspire you to some type of violence, but instead because it should tell you what if we don't do something now to stop it from getting to that point, what it's going to cost you, what it's going to cost all of us. So, really good movie. If you have a heart, you will fucking cry. It is a true story, or at least based on a true story, and it is a documentary. So go check it out. Number 24. Great movie. All right, let's move on. We've had our moment. We've had our moment. Back down to little me. Let's see. Oh, God, the $4.99 gold-painted track phones. Oh, dude, I don't even want to talk about the track phones yet. We're not there yet. I don't want to talk about the track phones yet. Oh, God damn it. Why is there so much all the time? Why is there so much? All right. I know most of you guys are here to see Cenk get owned, so let's watch that shit. And then we'll watch the racist lady after this. Okay, so we'll watch the Cenk video. Oh, Jesus Christ. What did I just do? Oh, I did it. I did it. I did it. I did it. Hooray. I think I pushed the right button. Yeah, this is the right one. Okay. All right, so this is Cenk Uygur gets his cheek clapped by Kyle Kulinski and Krystal Ball in wild debate. This is a humanist report. So let's check out this video. I already watched the whole debate. Well, the Krystal Ball portion. It's fucking amazing. I know most of you guys have watched this, so.
So by now, I'm sure that you saw that Kyle Kulinski and Krystal Ball had a debate with Cenk Uygur on the latest episode of Krystal Kyle and Friends, and I just watched it, and I had to share my thoughts because, wow.
Wow is
I
right.
don't even know where to begin. That debate was honestly mind-boggling to me. And it's not that I'm surprised that Cenk Uygur was making points that were comically bad. It's the level of confidence with which he made said points that are comically bad that led me to think that either he is in straight up cognitive decline. That's how bad these arguments.
Damn! Damn! He said the cognitive decline. I'll be honest with you. The thing that surprised me the most was how defensive he was. He is so defensive in that debate. He loses his shit. Like, I swear to God, 10 seconds in. Like, they introduce each other. Krystal Ball plays like one clip of some shit he said. And he was angry from the beginning till the fucking end. When you're that defensive about something, that generally means you're wrong.
Arguments are, or he is saying what he thinks will bring over the MAGA viewers to TYT. Either way, it's just, after watching Cenk for so many years, it's difficult to accept that he genuinely and earnestly believes the things he's saying.
Yeah, and see, this is something for me that's different for me than it is for like the rest of you guys. Is I haven't been watching Cenk for years, right? Like I didn't know TYT existed until like a year ago. When I talk to people and I'm like, oh, yeah, you know Cenk Uygur? And they're like, yeah, of course I know who that is. That's a lot of people know who Cenk is. I did not. I didn't know anything about YouTube media until a year ago. I didn't know about Kyle Kulinski. I didn't know about Destiny. I didn't know about Vosh. I didn't know about Hasanabi. I didn't know about Cenk. I didn't know about any of these people until like a year and a half ago. The only person I knew was Jordan Klepper, and that was it.
Because they're that fucking stupid. So just to kind of steelman him from the beginning, his argument is that the way that individuals like Kyle, Krystal, myself, and others on the left are approaching MAGA and politics in general is too divisive, and it's not a winning strategy. So basically, the way that we go about it is we call everybody Nazis, and that's going to turn them off, whereas Cenk Uygur is trying to extend an olive branch to them to win them over. And he admits that you can't win over all of them, but trying to win over some of them is really important. That's, I think, the gist of his argument. Hopefully I am characterized.
Yeah, no, that's a good steel man, actually. And I would even go a little bit further. In the debate, this is one thing I will say, is that I do think that there is something that's lost due to semantics. I do think that Cenk believes that he's trying to reach independence. What I think continues to confuse his argument is that he continues to defend trying to approach people like Charlie Kirk. He continues to defend people like Steve Bannon going like, no, look, they spoke out against the war. Like, it was good. And the reality of that situation is not what Cenk believes it is. And it's a weird tact to take to try to defend Marjorie Taylor Greene or Steve Bannon or Charlie Kirk. I feel like I could make Cenk's argument better than he could. And if I were to make that argument, it would be the same argument that I've used for a really long time, in that the Republican Party is splintered. And there are many different types of conservatives. There are conservatives that only vote because there's an R next to somebody's name. They represent conservative values. They'll never vote for a Democrat because they have a D next to their name, and that represents democratic values. Therefore, they'll never vote for a Democrat. Then you have your religious zealots. Those are the people that want to vote for Bibles in school. They think that America is degeneracy. They think that transgender people shouldn't exist. They think that gay people shouldn't be allowed to be married. There's more of a religious zealotry to that. Then you have people that are like libertarian, people that are like, they say stuff like, you know, they say wacky shit, like you should be able to own a nuke. They say things like, you know, people should be able to do anything they want, drive without a driver's license, own a gun without registration, things like that. And then as you get further and further towards the right, you end up with people that are MAGA. And MAGA is not quite QAnon, but MAGA are like, that is pretty much the center part of his cult. Those are the people that believe in Donald Trump's message, believe that Donald Trump doesn't do anything wrong, believe that Donald Trump is not a convicted felon, believe that Donald Trump is right to say he's anti-war, but then also right to bomb Iran, right? Like that's what MAGA is. And then there's QAnon, which is just a cult, and we don't even need to talk about those people. Those people are just fucking crazy. What Cenk is oftentimes trying to say is that somewhere in MAGA, there exists this like sliver of them, but he doesn't believe it's a sliver. That's where he goes wrong too. He believes it's like 50% of MAGA. 50% of MAGA just needs to see that Donald Trump is a warmonger, just needs to see that Donald Trump isn't going to cut the deficit, just needs like all of these things that he said he was before he joined, that he can stop the Ukraine war, all of those things. That those people, if you just show them that he's a hypocrite, that they'll then go vote for a Democrat. That's not true. It's not true. The truth is that there is a portion of the conservative party that doesn't want to vote for Donald Trump, that if you can prove that that he's a hypocrite, that they chose to vote for him over Kamala, if you can prove to them that Trump was worse than Kamala would have been in their opinion, then you might be able to sway some of those people over to the left. But it's not MAGA. It's not MAGA. You are not convincing MAGA. You are not convincing QAnon not to vote for Donald Trump. In fact, unless he runs for a third term, that's not even what you're trying to do, because the next conservative runs, J.D. Vance, can just say, I'm not Donald Trump. I represent different values than him, so don't worry about it. Everything Donald Trump is on Donald Trump. Everything that I'm doing is going to be on me. And they will completely forget the hypocrisy of what they said about Kamala Harris being attached to Joe Biden. They will not put that on him. They will instead go, oh, it's J.D. Vance. He's different than Donald Trump. That's the problem. I think that what Cenk is saying is that he's trying to approach these independent voters, but I think what Cenk is doing is he's going to MAGA conventions and trying to talk to a bunch of MAGA people that may, as we all know, say to your face they're anti-war, but then when Donald Trump does pro-war shit, we'll just be like, no, I like Donald Trump. Fucking pro-war, brother! And that's why everybody is so frustrated with Cenk.
His argument really important, and he admits that you can't win over all of them, but trying to win over some of them is really important. That's, I think, the gist of his argument. Hopefully, I am characterizing his argument well. I'm sure if he saw this, he would accuse me of strawmanning him, but I'm trying to be as honest as I can at the portrayal of his argument. Now, I think that in and of itself is not unreasonable, but when you go to some of the specifics within his argument and the reasoning for how he comes to this conclusion, that's where everything kind of begins to fall apart. Now, putting aside the argument for a moment, I've just got to say, Cenk was such a prick during this entire thing to Kyle Kulinski and Krystal.
You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of his talk with Francesca. Because I remember in the Francesca one as well, that it started off with her trying to be really nice and be really like patient with him and eventually devolved into him just yelling at her. That's what the Crystal Ball Kyle Kulinski debate with Cenk reminded me of. It reminded me of the Francesco one.
There was such a prick during this entire thing to Kyle Kulinski and Crystal Ball. They were completely pleasant, started off cordial, and the first time Cenk Uygur opened his mouth, he was so condescending. He said, well, I'm trying to see if you guys live on the same planet as me.
Yeah, and then he did at one point almost called him stupid. He went, you guys are so... All right, I'm not going to be insulting.
As if they're the ones who are suffering from delusions of grandeur, not him, which was wild.
And it sounds kind of MAGA-ish, to be honest with you. It sounds very MAGA-ish.
Wild, because if you watch any other debates, if he goes on Piers Morgan, if he goes on PBD, he's very cordial, very kind, but he doesn't have this energy for the left. He won't talk to Sam Cedar and Emma Vigeland at all. But for right-wingers, you know, he's very kind to them. Left-wingers, he's like, well, I just want to see how fucking stupid you are.
And that, my friends, is what I continue to say about the left. I always say this about kids, right? Kids are always the meanest to their family and the nicest to their friends. Why? Because you know, like, your family isn't going anywhere. Your family won't, like, leave you, or most likely won't leave you. More likely than not, they won't leave you. Whereas your friends can walk the fuck away, right? And Cenk treats his relationship with the left the same way. He treats the left like, you have no choice but listen to me, and I'm going to criticize the fuck out of you. And then when he goes over on the right, he goes, guys. We all remember him getting owned by fucking Charlie Kirk at Turning Point. And when he brought up constitutional rights, and Charlie Kirk said something about transgender people not having constitutional rights or whatever it was. And you got me there. Like, this is once again, yeah, he's good job, Mike. That is 100% correct.
But for right-wingers, you know, he's very kind to them. Left-wingers, he's like, well, I just want to see how fucking stupid you are. He didn't say that verbatim, but I'm just saying, like, that's the energy that he brought.
He almost did.
And it was very off-putting. So I was trying to put aside that gripe that I had with him so I could interpret what he was saying in the most objective way imaginable. Nonetheless, you know, I'm a human being, so my bias is going to trigger me. And him being a dick to them really was... That pissed me off, if I'm being honest. Having said that, though, let's get to some 100%. Of the arguments. I have some notes here. Okay, so he says that with regard to the Iran war, so he is currently leading an anti-war coalition, according to him, to try to stop war with Iran. But if war with Iran does start, if Trump goes all...
And just so you guys know, apparently he's doing that. It was... with Dave Smith. And this is one thing I've said. I will give libertarians a bit of credit on this one. I've always said I have a very complicated relationship with libertarians. They amuse the shit out of me. I can't help myself. They do. They amuse the shit. Their ideas are so fucking hilarious. They're fun people. And sometimes not. Sometimes they're not. Maybe I'm using the wrong word. Maybe fun people is not the right word for it. I'll think about a better word to use. The one thing I will say, the Thomas Masseys of the world, the Rand Pauls of the world have kind of stayed 10 toes down. They've said, I'm not voting for your bullshit. They've taken it from Trump. Trump said, I'll get you fucking primary. They said, primary me, bitch. Bring your orange ass down here and do it to my face. And I'm like, okay. Dude, fucking Thomas Massey has more balls than the Hakeem Jeffries right now. Like, I hate to fucking say it. Oh, I'm sorry, Mike. Why did I do you like that, Mike? Hold on. Okay, there we go. Sorry, Mike. Damn. But you got to say that. You got to give the libertarians a little bit of credit. You have to give them a little bit of credit. Dave Smith, allegedly, is speaking out against Trump in the Iran war. I haven't looked it up. I haven't verified it. But allegedly, that's what's happening.
Lynn, right? We're talking full-scale invasion. He predicts that the MAGA base will turn on Donald Trump. Now, Krystal and Kyle presented him with evidence to the contrary, that polling already indicates that MAGA's on board, but he dismisses that because...
Yeah, to the tune of like 75%. Like 75 to 80% of Republicans polled said that they're on board with the Iranian war. Like, that's not a small percentage. That's not like you're splitting hairs.
He sees people on Twitter saying that they would not support Donald Trump anymore if he did a war with Iran. I'm not sure why that's compelling evidence to him, because one anecdote or a couple of anecdotes that you see on Twitter is not indicative of a broader trend. He knows this. Nonetheless, that is his belief. He thinks that...
And even better, not only is it just anecdotal, but these Trump supporter grifters like Tim Pool, like Laura Loomer, they've all figured out that they can say one thing, and then as long as they backtrack and kiss the ring, they won't lose followers. So there's like a point in the, and maybe Mike will get to this, but there's a point in the debate where, what is he saying? He's saying that like they're saying he came out and said Charlie Kirk, or he says Charlie Kirk's against the war. They come out and say Charlie Kirk actually said, you know, like, and I actually saw a new tweet today that he would support it if that's what Trump decided to do, right? So during this, they talk about the fact that Trump on the run-up to the election was using his anti-war stance to drum up support for him to become the president. And, you know, he's like, well, how can you say that? How can you say that these people aren't anti-war if that's the reason that they voted for him? And that's what these Trump grifters have figured out, is that they figured out that these people are going to, if they can get them through the door, if they can get anti-war people through the door and get them pot committed to the MAGA idea, they know that they can now manipulate them. So, of course, they say at the very beginning, they say, yeah, I'm anti-war, I'm anti-Iran war, I'm anti, giving money to Israel for bombing Gaza, whatever it is. And the people in their chat will go, yeah, I'm anti-war too. But then they know that if Trump comes out and says, I'm pro-Iran war, then they can double back on that. And they can go, hey, after it's all said and done, who am I? I don't have the same intelligence that Donald Trump does. If he says we need to bomb Iran, then that's what we need to do. And they just regurgitate it. And then the people in the audience regurgitate it. And that's how they get these people to do exactly what they're doing. And that's 100% explains what Cenk doesn't get. And that these people are being grifted off of. And the people grifting off of them know the recipe to how to do it and continue to be successful at it. It's not fucking rocket science. I've been watching this shit for like 2 years.
They will turn on MAGA to him because one anecdote or a couple of anecdotes that you see on Twitter is not indicative of a broader trend. He knows this. Nonetheless, that is his belief. He thinks that they will turn on MAGA based on what he's seen on Twitter. The problem is that whole argument is kind of self-defeating, because if MAGA was already anti-war, and if this anti-war coalition that he was building was actually fruitful, you would stop war from the get-go, which is important. Nonetheless, he says that if Trump goes to war with Iran, the base will turn on him, most of the base, not all of them, they will turn on him, and they will turn on Israel as well.
Yeah, like they turned on him for the Epstein files? For what, a week? These people don't have attention spans that are long enough to have any type of commitment. Somebody said the other day, they said, if Trump supporters hated Biden so much, why weren't there protests that look like the No Kings protests? And miss me with that they are paid protesters bullshit. Millions of people got paid. Millions of people got paid. I mean, come on, look. I know Kamala blew through some money, okay? I admit that the use of campaign funds was not well used, in my opinion. But there's nobody out there fucking paying millions of protesters. Besides, if you did want to pay me, I would protest anyways, and then you could pay me on top of that shit. That'd be dope, because I would have to miss a day of work. But these people have very fucking short memories, man. Just like the Epstein files shit. They were mad for like a week, and then they got fucking turned to whatever Donald Trump wanted to pay attention to. If they get mad at all, Miss Anonymous was just saying, Trump announced Saturday that 3 facilities had been bombed. We were talking about that earlier. Because somebody brought it up that had happened. And, we went over it in his crazy ass tweet that has bomb in all capitals. And also this is a time of peace in all capitals as well, which is fucking super amazing. But with the bombing of the 3 nuclear facilities today, America has joined the war in Iran. 100%. I mean, you can, in my opinion, we're in it from the beginning. But let's just say, now you can't deny it. You can't deny it. I said it before. It's 1984. These people will say, we're anti-war, we're anti-war, we're anti-war, we're anti-war. And then Donald Trump will say, we're going to war with Iran. And they'll go, we've always been pro-war. We've always been pro-war. We've always been pro-war. It's 1984. These people don't think for themselves. And even the people that will be mad, there will be a legit section of this group of people that for 5 seconds will be like, well, hold the fuck on. I thought we weren't supposed to be doing this. And then somebody will be like, well, I heard Trump say that it was necessary. And they'll go, was it? And they'll go, yeah, end of the day, Donald Trump's a lot smarter than we are. You know what I'm saying? He's doing all the intelligence briefings. No, he's not. You know what I'm saying? He's spending a lot of time at work. No, he's not. He knows a lot about nuclear weapons. No, he doesn't. And these people will go, well, hell, Bob, you're right. You know what? Actually, we need to bomb them Muslims. That's actually pretty important. What are we doing? What we should have been doing it. Obama should have been doing it from the fucking beginning. He's over there trying to write peace treaties with these motherfuckers. We torched them to the ground. Because that's how these fucking people work. I've watched it on Twitter for like a year and a half. These people don't have fucking moral foundation. They don't have empathy for other people. They don't have a fucking brain. You literally can twist that shit off, put whatever the fuck you want in there, twist it back on and be like, you hate immigrants, right? Yes. Okay, well then, just so you know, they're doing crazy shit like eating dogs and cats, and they're like, what? Really? Holy fuck, man. Show me a video.
That is a prediction. If Trump goes to war with Iran, the base will turn on him. Most of the base, not all of them. They will turn on him, and they will turn on Israel as well. That is a prediction that he made throughout the course of this debate, and I'm here to tell him that is not going to happen. These are people that are fundamentalist evangelicals. A lot of them, not all of them. We're talking generalizations here. But when you are a person who was raised as an evangelical, you are brainwashed from a very young age to be a Zionist and support Israel. I grew up as a fundamentalist Christian. I know this firsthand. I knew from a kid, I didn't know what Israel was, but I knew I had to love it. Okay? They're not just going to turn on Israel for policy reasons. This is embedded in their Christian ideology.
Yeah, what did Ted Cruz say? That in the Tucker Carlson, there's so much that happened this week I was gone, dude. The Tucker Carlson interview where Tucker called him out on not knowing the population of Iran, and he asked him why he supports Israel, and fucking Ted Cruz said because of some biblical verse, and then him and Tucker Carlson get in an argument over the verse's meaning. But the verse pretty much is that like he was told to support Israel, so he supports Israel. Like, once again, I did Mike wrong with that pause. I'm so sorry, Mike.
Oh,
fuck. Stop enunciating so hard, Mike. You can't put people like this in charge, man. You can't put people in charge that believe that there is a hill in Israel where they need to demolish a mosque and burn a red cow with no white hairs, eat off a certain form of utensil, burn a certain form of incense, and that Jesus will come back, and that there are 2 valleys in the Middle East where a religious figure that isn't religious will lead the armies of the West to these valleys where the army of Islam is going to fight the army of infidels. Like, you can't put people into places of leadership that believe in these like prophetic endings of the world, apocalypses, and expect to get a different outcome than what we are getting every day. And Donald Trump isn't religious even in the smallest part. That's why it's such a strange and chaotic presidency, is because you've got the techno-oligarch stuffing money in his left pocket, and you got the Project 2025 Israel people stuffing money in his right pocket, and it's just whoever stuffs the pocket faster gets the attention on whatever subject that he wants it to be on. Like right now, the reason we're not getting as much techno-oligarchy shit in here is because they're not stuffing enough money in his pockets. And the Project 2025 guys are fucking stuffing the shit out of that right pocket. So right now we're deporting brown people and bombing brown people. Because that's what they want to do. It's fucking nuts at this point, man. You can't keep doing this shit. Like, we need people in power that care about real fucking shit. That aren't talking about fucking end of times. That aren't talking about fucking biblical reasons for supporting Israel. The only reasons for supporting Israel should be based on logic and critical thinking. And empathy for human life. Not fucking weird religious prophecies. Or fucking shit that was written in a book that was written 2,000 years ago.
So he's just wrong there. And to say that MAGA will turn on Donald Trump, maybe that happens in 10 years as Republicans turned on Bush, but it's not going to happen when it matters. So I guess I don't know why he's giving them credit here when they don't deserve it, because their potential opposition to Trump in the future, if and when he chooses to invade Iran, isn't going to meaningfully change the situation right now. So what's the
Oh, I bet you he made this video. He made this video before the bombings today.
point? Furthermore, isn't reaching out to them right now the whole goal of him doing this? Him trying to stop the war from happening in the first place? So if they're not turning on him because he's considering war, but they will turn on him after he considers war, like, does it not matter at that point? Like, does the project of extending an olive branch to them kind of seem meaningless? It does to me, at least. As for the subject of him winning over MAGA, he says that, let me see my notes here. Okay, so he implied at one point, and I laughed out loud, that it's good that the Pentagon budget went up. Not because he supports this. To be clear, he doesn't like this. But it's good that it went up because they implied that they wouldn't raise the Pentagon budget. But since they did, now they look like hypocrites, and you could present this information to MAGA.
He does not fucking understand. Hypocrisy is not something that MAGA is concerned about at all. And Donald Trump proved this in 2017 when he became the president. Back before Joe Rogan went fucking crazy, Joe Rogan said it. He was like, Donald Trump's insane. He's like, he literally just doesn't admit to anything. He doubles down and just acts like he was never called out on the shit that he was called out in the first place. He just acts like it's not happening. And then like an abuser, I'll add this onto it. Like an abuser, when he gets called out too often for it, then he gets mad and he gets angry and he says, don't ever ask that question again. He's an abuser. That's what he does. He manipulates people. So when he can't just say something isn't happening, he then gets mad and makes you scared to say it. Like, I mean, dude, psychologists the world over have to be just fucking, like, loving this shit. This is like a fucking case study, if there ever was one, in narcissism. Like, what Cenk doesn't get is not a single fucking one of these Trump supporters are going to look at the Pentagon's budget being increased and go, well, that was hypocritical. No, they're going to go, well, Donald Trump said it was necessary, so it must be true. It's not. These aren't critically thinking human beings. These are people that 100% would drink the Kool-Aid if Donald Trump told them there is an asteroid coming and it's better all die now than wait for the asteroid to come. They do it. He's Orange Jim Jones. And that's not to say that there isn't like six that would be like, well, hold on, I'm not drinking that fucking Kool-Aid. When we're talking, like you said, we're talking in generalities. I'm talking about a good solid 85% of these people. Yeah, would there be 15% that are like, oh, that doesn't seem like a good fucking idea. I kind of like my life. They'd mostly be ultra-wealthy billionaires. But yeah, there'd be some of them that don't fucking drink it, but the large fucking majority of these people are just going to believe whatever Donald Trump tells them to believe because they have invested everything they have in him being right. They have pushed all their poker chips to the middle, and there is no going back. Do you think 10 years from now that these people are going to have mended the relationships that they have destroyed with their children, with their family members, with their bosses, with their coworkers, with their friends, just by coming back in and being like, hey, you know, I know I said a lot of racist shit. I know I said a lot of homophobic shit. I know I was really fucking weird for like fucking 8 years. But hey, like, we're cool now, right? No, that's not really a legit outcome for any of this. No, they're pot committed. There's not really any coming back from this. And they know that, whether they know it, like, in reality, or they know it intuitively. They know in their subconscious, they have no choice now but to hitch their ride to Donald Trump, and wherever this fucking train goes, whether it's off a cliff, into a wall, or wherever, they know that they're going there with him. And they're not going to get off that train.
MAGA, and it's going to click for them. Except, brother, this is a cult. They don't care. Now, Krystal and Kyle showed Cenk what he said before Trump took office. And basically, his hypothesis was that the MAGA diehards would flip on Donald Trump in the event he decided to go full neocon warmonger. And he kind of uses the MAGA voters and the MAGA pundits like Steve Bannon, Joe Rogan interchangeably. But with regard to Joe Rogan and Steve Bannon, you know, he mentions how they are opposed to war with Iran. But as Krystal and Kyle pointed out, they already flipped back to being pro-war. I mean, with regard to Steve Bannon.
Yeah, they're just following the narrative. Donald Trump says he's anti-war. They say they're anti-war. Donald Trump says he's pro-war in Iran. They say they're pro-war in Iran.
He said that even though he's anti-war, and they have a quote from Steve Bannon in this interview that they present to Cenk, he says that the MAGA base will follow Trump into a war with Iran. With regard to Tucker Carlson, sure, he's, you know, criticizing people who want to do war, but he called Donald Trump and apologized and hasn't said that he didn't do that. So this is according to Donald Trump, but he already apologized. But Cenk still thinks that this is a win because his rationale is that, okay, let me see if I can get this right. He basically said that they had to be brought to heel by Donald Trump because they started rebelling in the first place, which kind of defeats his own argument, because if they're easily snapped back into line when they get out of line, then doesn't your entire theory of change fall apart? If we can't convince these people, perhaps they're different than the MAGA voters, but if they automatically just go along with Donald Trump the second they face pushback, then isn't this whole attempt to reach out to them kind of meaningless? I've said this, you know, multiple times now. I've asked this question multiple times now, and I feel like it's a rhetorical question because we know the answer to that. There's another portion where Kyle Kulinski asked him if he thought that MAGA was fascist. And he wouldn't answer the question. He later implied that they were not fascist because they didn't vote for fascism. They voted for the economy and immigration. What policy specifically with regard to immigration did they vote for, Cenk? Kicking all of the immigrants out of the country, documented and undocumented. They had signs at the RNC that said mass deportation. That is fascism. If they are not voting for fascism, but they're voting for Donald Trump,
that they're voting for a fascist. I don't understand that argument. They're voting for a fascist, a strong man that he's not actually strong, but he projects a strongman attitude. He wants unilateral authority. He wants to be a dictator. I mean, he did it today. He bombed Iran without approval from Congress. Everything he has done so far up to this point, he has done unilaterally. I can't think of a single thing at this point other than the big, beautiful bill, right? Like, that's the only thing that he's allowing any, and God damn it, I'm sure here sooner or later he's going to get tired of it and he's going to just push it through. He's going to I'll just fucking do executive orders. I don't even know if that's plausible, but the dude is just doing whatever he wants. You cannot, at this point, make the argument that he's not a fascist. He ticks off all of the fucking boxes for a fascist leader. So if you vote for a fascist, then I would assume you don't disagree with fascism?
I mean, whether or not they are personally voting, that is fascism. If they are not voting for fascism, but they're voting for Donald Trump, I mean, whether or not they are personally fascist themselves. Let's say a MAGA voter voted for the economy in spite of Trump's immigration policies. Wittingly or unwittingly, they are supporting fascism. Fundamentally, that is a fascist movement. So the fact that he's like burying his head in the sand.
Tammy said evangelicals trying to trigger the end of times is something I can live without. Somebody told me once that the reason that hardcore right-wing evangelicals support Israel so much is because there's a prophecy in the Bible that the whole world will turn against Israel, and that's when the end of times will happen. Like, that's the kind of shit that we're dealing with here, is a bunch of people that are like, yeah, I'll support Israel. No, I don't like the Jews. Okay, that's what they, like, how they are, right? So they don't support Israel. They don't support Jewish people. What they support is everybody turning on Jewish people because of the decisions they make, because that might bring upon us the end of times. How fucking crazy is that?
For the economy, in spite of Trump's immigration policies, wittingly or unwittingly,
Trump
they are supporting fascism.
moron.
Fundamentally, that is a fascist movement. So the fact that he's like burying his head in the sand and pretending like they're not fascist is insane. Because as Kyle brought up at one point, he had a debate with Anna about this. Now, towards the end, it started to get very heated between Kyle and Cenk. And Kyle basically said, Cenk, I'm doing your old strategy. This is what you used to do. You used to tear apart their spines and drink their spinal fluid. So what changed? And Cenk basically formulates what seems to me to be the Kamala Harris strategy of trying to court over Liz Cheney voters.
How crazy is that?
He says, you know, something to the effect of, well, I want to win. And this is what you have to do. And then when Kyle said that he was doing like the Cenk strategy, Cenk was like, oh, you're so pure, Kyle. You're so pure. Congratulations. Because he didn't have anything.
Yeah, he has nothing to say to that. The time for fucking reaching across the aisle, I said this about Kamala's campaign where they go, would you go play between the 45s? The time for reaching across the aisle is over. It's done. You can't do it. Trump broke this shit. If you're on the right, you're celebrating that, right? If you're a both sides are bad person, you're celebrating that shit. Well, he broke it. He did. He broke politics. He broke, you know, the tenuous grasp that we had on any type of balance in this country at all. And at this point, the left needs to use that to their advantage. And they need to just go full fucking Trump playbook on MAGA. And there shouldn't be this, like, we're going to have a beer with a bunch of racists and homophobes after we debate. I'm not interested in that. You can see me in the parking lot. I ain't going to have a beer with you. Fuck that shit. The Cenk of today has no spine. And I even, like I said, I have been very good faith in saying that I don't understand his reasoning behind it. And I have even multiple times tried to steel man what he's trying to do. Because I think whether it's ego driven or whether, you know, he believes in his heart of hearts that it's going to actually work, I think Cenk thinks the same thing I did 2 years ago. There's a way to talk to these guys that you're going to get through to them, that you're going to bring them on over. But I learned that lesson about a year ago. Well, actually, it's right around election time. I was like, you know what? All that time I spent trying to talk to these people, not a single fucking thing got through to them. Not a single fucking thing. You know how fucking sad that is? Not a single fucking Republican or MAGA or conservative, not a single fucking one of them that came through my chat learned a fucking thing. Zero. Nothing. Nada. And you know why I know that? Because they voted for Donald Trump anyways. That is so fucking disheartening. And if that isn't going to work, if spending a year of my life talking to these people and saying, hey, I can understand why you feel this way, feel that way. Let's talk about it. Let's, you come in here, you come in an environment that makes you feel comfortable. We're going to talk shit to each other. You don't have to worry about me being mad at you if you make fun of me. All of that shit. And I didn't reach a single fucking person. Fuck am I supposed to say? No, from this point on, all I got for you is mocking you. Because if you choose to be ignorant, if you are willfully ignorant, then you should be made fun of. Because the rest of the world shouldn't want to be like you. The rest of the world shouldn't look at your example and say, that's a good life. I should do that. Instead, the rest of the world should look at you and see people like me clowning your ass and say to themselves, I'd rather not be like that dude getting made fun of all the time on the internet with no fucking girl at home, just spending all their time on the internet trolling people. Because that's their life, is making liberals cry. These alpha males. I don't want to be that person. I'd rather be a successful person that has a happy life, possibly a family and a career. Not these fucks. So I'm going to keep mocking them.
Else to say, aside from was doing like the Cenk strategy. Cenk was like, oh, you're so pure, Kyle. You're so pure. Congratulations. Because he didn't have anything else to say aside from just like some indignant, condescending response. This was crazy to me. Because Cenk, for being so wrong in such a quick amount of time, like Trump has not been president for 6 months at this point. Yeah. Cenk has been disproven so thoroughly, but for him to not only claim that he is correct, but that everyone else is not living on the same planet if they don't agree with his characterization of the MAGA movement is fucking insane to me, which is why, again, I'm going to reiterate what I said at the beginning of this video, that he has to either be just lying in order to get MAGA viewers to come to his side. Maybe he's convinced himself that he's right, or maybe he's just like straight up delusional himself. Either way, this was insane. And I don't really know what to say. If you go to his Twitter timeline, he's tweeting about how, see, look, the left wants to pretend that people like this don't exist. It's a MAGA person who would abandon Donald Trump if you went to war with Iran. Brother, that's one person. Anecdotes are not representative of the whole MAGA movement. It's just so weird that he's bending over backwards to, I guess, sanitize MAGA and sanewash MAGA when he isn't that kind to the left. Like, if you see what he says about...
I guess if you wanted to steel man the shit out of this. Okay. So I just said that these people have no hope of coming back, right? So if you wanted to be the best faith possible, I'm trying so fucking hard here. You could say that in some way, Cenk is attempting to keep a door open for these people to come back through a path of redemption, right? Like, you could say that he's saying, like, by mocking all of them, you're making them feel like there's no chance for them to come back and ever be a part of society again, so they have to stay pot committed. I'm not saying that that's what he's saying. This is my best interpretation of a person making this attempt, right? My argument to that is that olive branch has been extended multiple times. So many times, over and over again. And once again, there's only so many people in that movement that you can extend that olive branch to. Once again, you're talking about 85% of these people you can't extend that olive branch to, right? You can't extend that to the racists. You can't extend that to the people that got people deported. You can't extend that to, the homophobes or the people that say trans people don't exist. You can't extend that olive branch to those people because unless those people are completely willing to come back into the fold and be like, everything I said was crazy, I'm fucking the most sorry I possibly could be, and I'm going to be a better human being moving forward. Like, that's not going to happen. You can't be friends with somebody that is fucking insane and has literally harmed your life unless they're capable of completely pulling a 180 and fixing everything about them. And I'm not saying that there aren't people out there that are. I'm saying that the vast majority of these people will not be able to do that. So even if that is the idea, that you're leaving open this door to people within to come back and so they won't feel like they're pot committed, how many of these people are you opening that door to? And how many of these people would be willing to make that attempt if the door was closed in the first place? Because that would show true, attempts at reconciliation. Like, if you are on MAGA side and you said a bunch of crazy shit and you really wanted to atone for the things that you had done, then regardless of whether or not that door is open or closed, you would just do it. It's just the right fucking thing to do. I've talked to you guys multiple times about some of the dumb shit I've said in my life. There are plenty of things that I have said that are fucking ignorant, that are stupid. And did I, know whether or not there was a path to redemption for me? I didn't think about it. I just knew that the correct behavior was an attempt to become a better educated person and not say stupid shit. Right? It didn't matter whether or not the door was open or closed. I didn't need somebody to open it for me. I just recognized that some of the shit that I believed was ignorant and that I should probably be better. And so I hope that I did. And I hope in the future that I can still continue to do that. I just don't think that I'm trying hard here.
About the left, he's talked about how he's happy that the left hates him because it means he's doing something right. Like, it's wild. Like, he fucking hates the left. And my psychoanalyst here of him is that since he pissed off the left by shifting to the center and going more, conservative on issues like crime and whatnot, he realized that the left isn't really fucking with him anymore because we don't want that centrist milquetoast bullshit. We want actual unapologetic leftism. So maybe he thinks that avenue, like that, it's gone. So the only way that he can have an audience or have a base of support is to pander to more normie Republicans. Like, it's the media version of the Kamala Harris, Hillary Clinton campaign strategy,
playing
which
between
he
the
has
45s.
criticized ironically. I genuinely am befuddled by this man's logic here. And the fact that there's so much hubris here, not a shred of humility, with him being so fucking wrong is striking to me. Like, this is not the same person.
That's the other thing with Cenk, is there's never a moment where he says, wait, I could be wrong. I think that's probably the part that turns me off the most, right? There's never a moment where there's I could be wrong about this. Like, what I'm trying to do here, I'm trying to think to myself, am I wrong about how I feel about what he thinks, right? And I'm still, to this point, not sure that I know why he's doing what he's doing. I'll be honest with you. I've got percentiles of what I think could possibly be going on here. That goes everywhere from on the very far end of the extreme is grifting to on the other side of the extreme is, that he's just doesn't understand what he's trying to do, or he has the best faith attempt at doing something good for the left, right? For me, it could land anywhere in between that or on either extreme. That he thinks he's doing a good thing and he's trying to, he's just straight up fucking grifting. And then there's a million things in between that. What drives me nuts about Cenk is that at no point is he hey, you know what? Thank you. I appreciate what you're saying. You're right. I could be wrong about that. He even tried to do that, right? He did try to do that. The clip that was played in the Kyle Kulinski debate with him, with Krystal Ball played a clip of him and her having a debate prior to the election, or maybe it was right after the election, where he said, hey, okay, if I'm wrong, we're going to find out. It's your job, Republicans, to prove to Krystal Ball here that she's wrong, and if you don't, you're going to look like hypocrites. Here we are 6 months in, dude. They haven't. So this is a time where you would say, okay, Krystal, up to this point so far, you're correct. It doesn't seem that they are, coming out and being like this shit is bad and proving that they're not hypocrites. So you're right. It would be one thing if he just wanted to say the strategy I have is pretty good and I want to continue to do it, but you're right, maybe I should make some changes to what I'm doing. The man does not want to admit that a single thing that he has done is wrong, and that drives me up a fucking wall.
From 5 years ago, not even 2 years ago. I have to conclude that he's being purposefully disingenuous. Otherwise, then he's just fucking stupid. I'm sorry. And you could tell the contempt that he has in his voice the entire time for Krystal and Kyle. So I don't feel restrained myself. I'm not going to self-censor. Cenk is being a dickhead, and he's a dumbass dickhead at that. And this proved it right there. Because, if you watch that...
Yeah, and he shouldn't. He should not censor that. Like, these are my real thoughts. I do think Cenk was an asshole in that debate. I do think Cenk was an asshole in the Francesca talk. I do think that Cenk seems to be unable to get past his own ego to admit that he might be wrong about this. I don't think you should filter those things.
And you come away thinking that Cenk looks good, I genuinely question your judgment. So I don't know why he agreed to do this debate with Krystal and Kyle. It did not fucking go well for him at all. It was devastating, actually. But he did it.
Andy Rome says, Donald Trump is a poor person's idea of a rich man, a weak person's idea of a strong man, and a stupid person's idea of a smart man. And that is actually, like, that is the amalgamation of what a Trump supporter is. And, you know, I said this before, coming from where I come from the trailer park, that if you were to say to somebody in the trailer park, Donald Trump isn't that smart, the majority of the people in the trailer park would say to you, yeah, how much money you got? And that is just, there is no better metaphor for what a Trump supporter is and what they think or attempt to think than that right there. That is a good call, Andy. Welcome to the chat.
And I had to make a video on the weekend when I try to not think about politics because holy shit, my mind was genuinely fucking blown.
What's up, Nina?
I don't know what's happened to Cenk Uygur. I don't know what's happened to Anna Kasparian with her on her, you know, right-wing version of The View where you have this dude throwing a tampon at her, telling her she's...
Damn. On point. Her boss, dude. Wasn't that dude Adam from Valuetainment? Isn't that who owns that show her and that dumbass Lindy Lee are on? Isn't that who it is? Isn't that Adam dude her boss? Her boss threw a tampon at her, bro. And he brought one. He brought one in his pocket. Like, how set up is that shit? Like, to throw a tampon at a chick as the boss. Bruh. Like, strange bedfellows, man. Strange bedfellows.
He's getting emotional. I don't know why you are
Trump
choosing
is about to address the nation. Okay, maybe we'll check
make
it out.
bedfellows with these people who are demons who have always shit on you and hated you. But, you know, as long as they're not the left, then I guess everything is copacetic for them. Either way, wow, highly recommend you watch this interview for yourself. I will link to it down below. Support Krystal and Kyle. Great, great people. They're actually trying to do what Cenk should be doing and what he used to do, which is resist MAGA. So support them if you can.
Yep. And as I said before, like, I don't agree with everything Mike says. I don't agree with everything that Kyle Kulinski says. Like, that's okay. That's the way it's supposed to be. It's just, it's not supposed to be what Cenk is doing right now. Like Mike pointed out earlier, when you go on a left-wing stream and you shit on those people and call them stupid, which he was about to do, he barely stopped himself from calling them stupid, tells them they live in a whole nother reality, and then you go on a right-wing Turning Points interview with Charlie Kirk and go, oh, you got me there, actually, yeah, you know, I'm just trying to help out, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta recognize at that point, you've lost your fucking mind, dude. Like, you're shitting on the people that you supposedly agree with, and you're jerking off the dude that you're supposedly saying is an asshole. That is reality bending. That's weird as fuck. I don't need to agree with everything Kyle Kulinski says. I don't have to agree with everything that Mike from the Humanist Report says. I just understand that they have the same values as I do, and that's good enough. And with Cenk, for the most part, that's what confuses the fuck out of me, is because I want to be able to say that I agree with Cenk's values, and I agree that Cenk might even be trying to do something to help Democrats win next time, but I can't get with all the shit that he's doing because it seems really fucking counterproductive. It's insane. Let's see. Sarah, that's actually a pretty good point. Sarah says Cenk got exactly what he wanted. He got to act like the left attacked him and didn't let him speak. He got all the clips from MAGA and Rogan he needed. He reached out for this debate. That is probably not true, or not wrong at all. I almost said not true. Not wrong at all. Yeah. So, okay, so Trump is apparently addressing the nation, huh? God, that tweet. All planes are now outside of Iran airspace. A full payload of bombs was dropped on the primary site. For now, all planes are safely on their way home. Congratulations to our great American warriors. There is not another military in the world that could have done this. Now is the time for peace. It's so fucking nuts, man. He's so fucking nuts. Okay, so we'll put this up. Oh, you guys can't see it. Hold on. That clicked me out. What did I click? All right, here we go. Okay, so it's 10. I guess I'll turn on the sound if it pops on. Let's see. What are you guys talking about? I can't believe those 4 women didn't get up and leave. Yeah, it's insane. Well, Dan, because that's the dude that pays them. Like, that's their boss. Well, I guess PD is their boss, but isn't Adam somehow, like, does he run shit, or what is he, just a co-host or something like that? The ball work is watching. I don't want to take anybody's live viewers. Not that I'm taking anybody's live viewers, but yeah, they sat there and let... Dude, he shushed the Lindy Lee lady. It was like, Lindy, and she just, like, she shut the fuck up. She was just like... Dude, it's insane. The insanity of somebody bringing a fucking tampon with him to like, he knew he was going to do that. It's fucking 10. Wait, is it 10? It's 10 Eastern, right? What the fuck is going on here? All right, anyways. Hey, we're going to watch... Let's watch. Oh, dude, it's already been a couple hours. Later, Susie. Thanks for being here, guys. Says we'll begin shortly. Still, we'll begin shortly. Trump's not going to be here for a while. All right, so we'll put it up in the background, and until we get there. Let's watch this video until we get there. This is Adam Mockler, MAGA woman accidentally ruins her life for Trump. And it's, I think this is Chris Mowry. Is that his name?
A video that's going very viral on the internet of a MAGA woman in Washington, D.C. being asked a question about Juneteenth, the federal holiday. And she gives the most egregious, out-of-pocket, disgusting rant that I have heard in a long time. And I want you to take a listen because it follows this continuing trend we see.
Okay. There we go.
Destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally
I love watching the people
obliterated.
In the background. Look at JD Vance.
Iran, the bully of the Middle East,
doing?
must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier. For 40 years, Iran has been saying death to America,
what the fuck does that mean?
Death to Israel. They have been killing our people, blowing off their arms, blowing off their legs with roadside bombs. That was their specialty. We lost over 1,000 people, and hundreds of thousands throughout the Middle East and around the world have died.
Dude, he's so good at causing fear. Fear, hate, like he knows his audience.
As a direct result of their hate, in particular, so many were killed by their
Somebody
general,
knows something about
Qasem Soleimani. I decided a long time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue. I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before.
What?
And we've gone a long way to erasing this horrible threat to Israel.
Oh.
I want to thank the Israeli military for the wonderful job they've done. And most importantly, I want to congratulate the great American patriots who flew those magnificent machines tonight and all of the United States military on an operation the likes of which the world has not seen in many, many decades. Hopefully, we will no longer need their services in this capacity. I hope that's so. I also want to congratulate the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Raven-Kane, spectacular general, and all of the brilliant military minds involved in this attack. With all of that being said, this cannot continue.
The fucking weirdos in the back nodding, and JD Vance just looking with a look of consternation the entire time. It's so fucking weird and awkward.
There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days. Remember, there are many targets left. Tonight's was the most difficult of them all, by far, and perhaps...
He's an actual fucking idiot. And why is his tongue blue?
...the most lethal. But if peace does not come quickly, we will go after those other targets with precision, speed.
He wanted to say the names of them. He's like, we'll go after this one, this one, this one, and this one. Ah, fuck, I wasn't supposed to. I'm in a signal chat.
And skill. Most of them can be taken out in a matter of minutes. There's no military in the world that could have done what we did tonight, not even close. There has never been a military that could do what took place just a little while ago. Tomorrow...
Oh, so we shouldn't be afraid of anybody else then. We should not be fear-mongering against China. We should not be concerned about any other world power. That's so pretty much all the shit that you've been making people fearful of and super hateful of. Like, we shouldn't even be worried about any of those things. I thought the Chinese were coming across the border. I thought they were going to take over the country. I thought like we were so fucked because these people are going to be in here and like destroying everything and we got to get them out. I thought that the illegal immigrants that are coming to the country are just destroying everything.
General Kane, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth will have a press conference at 8 a.m. at the Pentagon. And I want to just thank everybody, and in particular, God. I want to just say...
he said, in particular, God.
We love you, God, and we love our...
Oh, my God. This is fucking horrific. Oh, my God. This guy's a moron. We love you, God.
Great military. Protect them. God bless the Middle East. God bless Israel. And God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you.
What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Well, that was a nice picture of the fucking people that are about to burn the entire globe to the ground. That was a nice moment for us. Thanks, God. Love you, God. We love you, God. Oh, my God. Yeah. The fuck are you supposed to say to that? The fuck are you supposed to say about that? The guy's a moron. The fucking press conference was pretty much, we went there, we bombed them, it was really easy. Okay, how many of you guys play online games? How many of you guys play online games? You guys ever play a game where there's chat and at the end of the game somebody says easy after like a really tough game where you're like, obviously that game wasn't easy? That's what it reminds me of. Donald Trump's like, easy. He's that guy. He's like, I wasn't trying at all. I know I died 13 times and only had 7 kills, but easy. That's what he fucking reminds me of. The guy is like a fucking a League of Legends troll. He's fucking like, this is what you get. An entire generation is raised off of League of Legends. After you fucking kill a guy 27 times in a game and he gets 3 kills and he's like, easy. It's fucking Donald Trump, bro. What do you say to a press conference like that? He's like, we bombed him and we're going to bomb him more. It's actually easy. Also, God, thank you, God. God, I love you. God, if you're listening, I love you. Appreciate you, God. With a bunch of dudes weirdly, awkwardly nodding and JD Vance looking like he's he's got a look of consternation. I don't even know what the fuck he's thinking about. Maybe there's somebody in the crowd. Was there even a crowd? I don't think there was a crowd. What the fuck am I what am I supposed to say? He hurt you, that guy. No. If Asmongold became president. Pinkerville. What's up, LB? Thank you, God. That was the best part. We'd like to thank God. What was the weird pause? It's like he forgot God's name. He's like, what was that, guys? God. Thank you, God. Oh, these people are morons. We are led by morons. Morons voted to get him in. The IQ of this country has been steadily declining. I don't give a shit what studies say. Those studies were bad. Okay? It's obvious. It's fucking obvious at this point. Or at least people with higher IQs don't vote. That might be it. Maybe that's what it is. LB, what the fuck am I supposed to say about this, LB? What am I supposed to say about this shit? What am I supposed to say? Thanks for your attention in this matter. Oh, God. Groove. He didn't say it. He didn't say it. Thanks for your attention in this matter. Oh, fuck. Holy shit. We're cooked. We're fucking cooked, guys. We're cooked. Don't worry, guys. Fucking, it's not us that's gonna get bombed. It's not us. This dipshit probably just got some other fucking country bombed. And then he'll sit back and be like, it was a win for America. At the end of the day, we're not going to get bombed. It's going to be people, lots of people, probably the most people in other countries. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Holy fuck, we're cooked. We're so cooked. Okay, anyways. So fucking cooked. I feel like we're on the team with the guy that's 3-23. Going easy. I feel like we're on that team with that guy. We're like, motherfucker, we just got our ass handed to us. And he's like, easy. Fuck. I don't know what to say, Nina. I mean, what the fuck am I supposed to say to that shit? Like I said, it's fucking dumb. It's like trying to analyze idiocracy. Like, you find yourself laughing and you're like, I'm not supposed to really be laughing. It's absurd. It's fucking insane. It's reality bending to watch a bunch of fucking ignorant ass people be like, this is good stuff. This is great. The things that are going on are amazing. It's like you're just watching in live and in color human de-evolution. Just watching the snowball roll downhill and just pick up one idiot after another and just get larger and larger as it fucking heads towards catastrophe. They can't spell catastrophe. Oh my God. This dude wants a Nobel Peace Prize. Dude, Miss Anonymous, you were reading about their missile arsenal yesterday. It's pretty impressive. The worst fucking part about that is Russia is allied with Iran. I've been saying this fucking since the beginning. Russia, Iran, China. They are allied together. Right now, that would be the beginnings of the other team, right? Russia has the largest nuclear armament. They surpassed us during the Cold War. They surpassed us. That was one of the reasons for the Cold War, right? Russia is going, if we use a tactical nuke like fucking Donald Trump would like to, he is going to nuke Ukraine. Putin will nuke Ukraine. Why? Because he will say, oh, okay, you're going to nuke my friend, I'm going to nuke yours, and I've been looking for a reason to use a nuke on these people anyways. It'd be fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here. Yeah, we'll see about that, Alan. They won't do anything? Yeah, that's a large bet to make there, my friend. We'll see about that shit. We'll see about that shit. Like I said, this is like commentating Idiocracy, and I'm just watching these fucking morons make bets that their mouth can't fucking pay. Oh my God. Fucking dumbest human beings on this planet. All right, let's watch this video about a dumb human being that lives on this planet. MAGA woman accidentally ruins her life for Trump, just like all these stupid motherfuckers are ruining our lives for Trump. It's amazing. Absolutely fucking absurd. All right. You guys ready for this? You guys ready for the MAGA woman that accidentally ruined her life for Trump? I hope you are. Here we go.
I want to show you a video that's going very viral on the internet of a MAGA woman in Washington, D.C. being asked a question about Juneteenth, the federal holiday, and she gives the most egregious...
I mean, take one look at this lady. Like, you take one look at it, you're like, she's about to give the hottest, most racist take that you've ever seen in your life.
This out-of-pocket, disgusting rant that I have heard in a long time. And I want you to take a listen because it follows this continuing trend we see of the Republican Party.
Wait. I want to try and guess. Because I saw Dinesh D'Souza post this dumb shit the other day that said, out of all the slaves that were owned, Republicans only owned 100 slaves during slavery. George Boutwell would like to get your attention. You know, one of the founders of the original GOP. He would like to talk to you about his progressive policies. He would like to talk to you about his strongly democratic held values. And he would like to talk to you about how Republicans today are not the Republicans of the Civil War. I don't know how this is even a fucking hard... Like, do people just not understand history? Do people never read a fucking book? George Boutwell was a progressive person. He was one of the people that started the GOP. Republicans, during the Civil War, have absolutely zero connection to the Republicans of today. Just like Democrats of the Civil War have absolutely zero connection to Democrats of today. I'm going to guess that's our argument, because these fucking idiots love to make that one. I love to ask them, too. I love to say, oh, how many Democrats have Confederate flags? Do you know who Nathan Bedford Forrest is? Do you know that he was one of the people that started the KKK? Yeah, he fought in the Confederacy. Fucking crazy, right? It's strange that the Confederates and the KKK are the connections between these people. It seems like there might be a plausible connection between the Republicans of today that support the Confederacy, that fly the Confederate flag, the KKK, and how you have no fucking idea how to read. Because if you could, you would know that there is no similarity between the Republicans of today and that Republican Party other than the name of their party. But that's probably a little too highbrow for these people.
And MAGA in general radicalizing on issues like this, on issues like the LGBTQ plus community. And it's really important to talk about these things so people are aware if they are voting for Republicans, what they're voting for. Because I would argue you're voting for this. You're voting for this declining approval of gay marriage, this hate against the LGBTQ plus community, going backwards in history is what you're voting for. Now, before we get into it, once again, my name is Chris Mallory. I'm filling in for Adam Mockler on the Adam Mockler channel. If you enjoy this type of content, the link to my YouTube channel will be in the description down below. You guys have shown so much love lately, and from the bottom of my heart, I
exactly,
appreciate it.
all
If you haven't already,
Exactly.
make sure you're subscribed to this channel. We're trying to build something big going into 2026, 2028, and beyond. To uplift Gen Z voices and punch back against what I call MAGA media. It's a lot of the reason we lost the 2024 election. And so on this channel, we're trying to build something to compete and hopefully give us the ability to win in 2026 and 2028. And if you want to join this community, all you have to do is hit subscribe down below. All right, really quickly, before we get into this video, let me show you Donald Trump's comments on Juneteenth. Trump criticizes non-working holidays on Juneteenth. You know, that day we were all waiting to see if the White House was going to.
Oh, is this what? Okay, all right. Well, he's gonna hopefully get to the actual video because this shit also happened while I was on vacation. Why does how am I supposed to keep up with all this shit and take a day off, much less 5 days off? This is how dumb Trump supporters are. Trump's like, you know how you get that paid day off every year? Like, it's bad actually. And Trump supporters are like, what? He's like, yeah, no, I don't know if you know this or not, but when the business is closed down, that means less money for me. Also for you. Also for you. Well, isn't it a paid holiday? No, it is, but it isn't. It isn't. It just so you guys know. I mean, you might think it is, but it isn't. There's a lot of them. Have you guys seen? I mean, there's still paid holidays. Just I think there might be too many. And they're like, you know, this guy, he does spit facts. I like that. You know what? There are too many paid holidays, guys. Fuck it. I don't need another paid day off. I need to be at work at the job that I hate going to. You know what? Let's fucking go, brother. Back to work. God damn it.
Say anything about this holiday. Caroline Levitt, the press secretary, was asked about this. And she was like, I haven't heard anything. She gave her bullshit answer. And then Trump finally around 7 p.m. or so.
They body swapped out of Mockler.
True Social account. Quote, too many non-working holidays in America. It is costing our country billions of dollars to keep all of these businesses closed. The workers don't want it either. Soon we'll end up having a holiday for every...
As a worker, I want to speak out in my own defense here. I would like more paid holidays, guys. 100%. If we could fucking, these are rookie numbers, okay? Rookie fucking numbers. We need to up the number of paid days off for people to, I'm going to go somewhere in the range of 2 to 3 months. That's what I'm going for. Those are real numbers. Those aren't Trump numbers. That's actually what I think could be good for me. So fucking let's put that out there.
Once working day of the year. That makes no effing sense. It must change if we are going to make America great again. So that's what Donald Trump said.
Thank you for your attention to this matter.
About Juneteenth. That's it, right? First of all, it's costing our country billions of dollars. I'm very sick of this notion that Donald Trump seems to care about spending, or Republicans care about the deficit, for example, as we try to pass a bill through the Senate right now. This big, beautiful bill that adds $3.8 trillion with a T to the deficit.
Yeah, he's like, y'all motherfuckers need to go back to work. I'm giving these rich people a bunch of tax breaks. You poor people, who do you think is going to pay for this?
Doge does nothing but ruin people's lives, doesn't actually create any savings, especially compared to $3.8 trillion. So, this is just garbage. But it's also interesting because that's Trump in 2025, right? That's what Trump said just a few days ago about this holiday. This is what Donald Trump said in 2020. Interesting. You see this radicalization of the party and how it moved. We all know that
he's like, I made Juneteenth. I made it very famous, but I was like, no, you don't get a day off. Especially the blacks.
Oh, look at my African American over here. Look at him.
White males way up. White males have gone through the roof. White males way up.
Donald Trump really doesn't effing believe in anything, right? He just says whatever. He's a narcissist. He only cares about himself. He cares about power. But it's interesting that what he sees, at least in some aspect, what he sees as the keys to winning are this radicalization, these horrible racist remarks. And also obviously he is, a racist, right? So if we look at this, President Donald Trump is seeking to take credit for making Juneteenth, a day commemorating the end of slavery in the United States, quote, very famous after rescheduling his...
I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black.
First rally since the start of the pandemic to
Made
avoid
it
further
famous,
criticism
guys.
for seeming to co-opt it. Trump told the Wall Street Journal that, quote, nobody had ever heard of it, the holiday, before he brought it up. Quote, this is him in 2020. I did something good. I made Juneteenth very famous, Trump said in reference to the rally date. And
I did something good. It sounds like he's like somebody was like, you've never done anything good. And he's like, I did something good. I did a lot of good things. I came in, I said, wow, Juneteenth. Nobody knows about it, but it's very famous now, you know. It's very famous because I said, nobody knows about the Juneteenth, okay? But now they do.
interview published Thursday. It is actually an important event, an important
Blacks
time
with
that
a hard
nobody
R.
had ever heard of.
Damn.
So again,
Damn.
Trump in 2020, an important date. He made it famous. He takes all the credit.
Thank you, Nina, for the $4.99. Thank you, Nina.
Garbage. What a disgusting individual to just
Holy
flip flop like
fuck.
this based on what's
Why can't I
helpful
like it?
to him. It's egregious. It's disgusting. Now let me bring you back here
like
to
it.
this rant that this woman gave, this MAGA woman. Let's
Oh,
take
back
a
to
listen.
back to the racist lady.
Excuse me. What's happening to the white people? They
Hold on. Did she say what's happening to the white people?
White males way up. White males have gone through the roof. White males way up.
Oh no! Did she say what's happening to the white people?
Here to this rant that this
Hold on.
woman gave, this MAGA
No.
woman. Let's take a listen.
is, excuse me. What's happening to the white people? They have a Black Miss America.
What? No. Oh my God! Is this what this lady thinks about? Oh fuck, man. Oh fuck, ma'am. As a white person, I'm doing okay. Just in case you're concerned about me, ma'am, I personally doing all right. You don't have to be concerned about my white ass.
What's happening to the white people? They have a Black...
Thank you for the $10, 5 alarm. Thank you for the $10. Oh shit. Oh, hold on. I need a moment. What's happening to the white people? We can't call the cops when things happen. Oh. We're literally getting brown people snatched off the fucking street currently. Those poor white people. The poor white people. How far have things gone in this country, guys? White people, the most they can do nowadays is get brown people snatched off the street by people en masse, thrown into vehicles, and then deported from this country. I mean, how far have the white people fallen? Do we have no power anymore, guys? How much further are the black people gonna go? The brown people gonna go to take the power from white people? They almost have no power at all, guys. I mean, we definitely don't have an administration filled with white people. There are like no white people on TV. There are no white people in positions of power. No white people in... Oh, wait. Hold on. Oh, I just got an update. Actually, that's all fucking wrong. That's actually... There's white people on all of that in the... Oh, the part about white people getting brown people and black people snatched off the streets and deported, that's actually real. It seems like white people are doing okay.
Black Miss America. They have a black college. They have a black month. What do we have?
I don't know. White privilege? I think she's underestimating. She's underestimating a little bit. I mean, maybe she's selling this hard. Maybe she's got a point she's getting to. I'm just saying, as a white person, been pretty good. Just gonna throw that out there. Been pretty good. What is it? It's that Louis C.K. joke, right? Like, he's like, if I went to heaven, he's like, this is how you know that white privilege is a real thing. This is how you know being a male and misogyny is a real thing. He's like, if I died and I went to heaven, and he's like, we're going to reincarnate you. And he was like, okay, let's see. Do you want to be a man or a woman? Man, for sure. Oh, okay. Sure about that? Yeah, no, 100% a man. Do you, what race we talking here? You want to be Asian? No. You want to be African American? No. How about Mexican? No. You want to be white? Yeah. Okay. White male. You would like to be a white male. Is there anything else that anybody else picks? That was my own version of the joke. Go look it up.
Happening to the white people. They have a black Miss America. They have a black college. They have a black month.
Wait, did she say a black couch? Hold on. One more time.
Happening to the white people. They have a black Miss America. They have a black college. They
Is this reality? What the fuck was that? Did she say that they have a black couch? Couch. Are there no white couches? Oh, is it college? College, that's what she said. Okay.
They have a black month. Excuse me. What's happening to the white people? They have a black Miss America. They have a black college.
Oh!
They have a black month.
Cowage.
What do we have?
Cowage. Okay.
And now they have Juneteenth.
Okay, sorry.
Yes,
okay.
I understand there was slavery. Don't get me wrong.
Oh,
but
that's
there
good.
was also a
Solid.
Holocaust, and that was more recent.
Are we playing Oppression Olympics? Do we not talk about the Holocaust? Wait, is she Jewish? Is this some like Jewish on black crime that's happening right now? I think that like we should be able to handle both. It feels like we could also, I mean, we should throw the Native Americans in there. I mean, it feels like I think we already do that, right? Isn't it? Don't also like for LGBT people? Isn't that what Pride Month's about? Like, I thought we were doing a pretty good job of handling all these things. Is it too much? Is it too much for everybody to handle, guys? What the fuck is this lady's point?
Don't get me wrong. But there was also a Holocaust, and that was more recent than slavery. But you don't hear the Jews saying, gimme, 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 gimme. What's the point of Juneteenth? What is it?
Juneteenth. Juneteenth.
I don't know.
Ma'am? You might want to start with that. Okay? Before you go off on like some crazy shit about how white people don't have anything, you might want to start, guys, with what is Juneteenth? What is it about? I don't know. That's a good place to start. If you start with what is Juneteenth? I don't know. There's possibility that before you say a bunch of other dumb shit, somebody can jump in and save your racist ass. That's all I'm saying. Next time, let's start with what is Juneteenth? I don't know. Holy shit. God damn.
I love the poorly educated.
Okay. So
he said, okay.
Wow. What's happening to white people? Well, white people, specifically my demographic, right? I'm a straight white man in America. We've had like the most, every day is our day, right? We've had the most privilege in this country forever.
Yeah,
and so I'm going to give her, anyone else listening, the best response to this, which is a TikTok that I found by this creator, and he can perfectly explain it, especially relating to Charlie Kirk, also crying about the same.
Oh, dude, Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk, he needs more privilege, guys. Charlie Kirk needs more privilege. He's definitely not doing okay. He needs to know why all these black people getting shit, man. Why is this happening to Charlie Kirk? Why are they oppressing him so hard?
Same thing, saying, oh, Juneteenth. Doesn't matter. As Charlie Kirk also previously said that Trump made Juneteenth and it was so important. Charlie Kirk, all Republicans flip-flop on every issue. But let's listen to this creator essentially respond to the first moment.
Everybody, a lot of people are going to be saying Happy Juneteenth. It should not be a federal holiday, and I'm on my way to work.
Black Americans were enslaved for over 400.
Wait. Before we get into this, I'm sure this gentleman's about to say something really intelligent after that stupid fucking comment. Charlie Kirk's going to work because doesn't he own the fucking company? Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. How are these people this stupid? There's the fucking lead poisoning. The fucking lead poisoning. This is the only way that I can fucking make this real. It's gotta be the lead poisoning. It's gotta be. There's nothing else that this could fucking possibly be. Holy fuck. He said, Juneteenth isn't a federal holiday. I'm on my way to work. I'm a cuck. For Donald Trump. I love it. I love it so much that when Daddy Trump says go to work, I get my ass in the car and drive to work, and you should too, you little bitches. God damn it. This is not fucking, it's not real. How can you watch something like that and think that that's a real fucking TikTok? Like, I mean, it is real TikTok, but how could you watch that shit and be like that? That's a human being that really believes this shit. It's gotta be fucking trolling. But when I say that, I know that there's a fucking bunch of fucking Trump supporters that watch this shit, that see Charlie Kirk say that and go, yeah, man, exactly, like, you know, pretty much it's just weird how they, like, kind of convinced everybody, you know, the deep state, that that Juneteenth is real. So, like, you know, it's fucking weird, man. I'm just gonna, like, show up to my fucking factory job and just be like, fuck you, man. I'm not gonna fucking not go to work. You know what I'm saying? I hope you guys do, too. Let's get together and make this shit happen. Come with me down to the factory. We'll fucking smoke some cigarettes and work like real fucking not lazy black people. God damn it! I'm gonna have a heart attack. My shit's just gonna give up. Thank you for the $10 5 alarm. I don't know how long ago that was. I've been ranting with my eyes at least halfway closed. Does Charlie work at Walmart? There's a possibility, KB. There's a possibility. Thank you for the $10 5 alarm. How about this? White people that hate Juneteenth lose it as a federal holiday and go to work, while black people get that day off. That's a fucking solid... You know what? I'm even for... Fuck it, everybody getting punished, even though I'm one that gets punished. Just so those of us that are logical human beings can point towards this shit and be like, you know what? Look, the dumb fucks that are Trump supporters lost a federal holiday for all white people while being assholes. So now a bunch of people get the day off, and a bunch of people that would like to have the day off don't get the day off because these dumb motherfuckers spoke for all of us. That's what I think. I think we should do, even though I will be forced to go to work on that. I'll just take a day off just for the fun of it. I'll be one of my sick days. God damn it. All right, we're going to let this young man speak.
Years, and when they were...
Everybody, a lot of people are going to be saying Happy Juneteenth. It should not be a federal holiday, and I'm on my way to work.
Black Americans were enslaved for over 400 years, and when they were finally freed, they didn't get the message right away. It took 2 more years for the last group in Texas to find out. And in that moment, Juneteenth marked the final enforcement of freedom. And you're saying...
This guy could have helped that lady with what it was about. Like, a lot of people... Well, I don't even think a lot of people know. Like, if you ask Donald Trump what the Emancipation Proclamation was, he'd be like, it was an emancipation. And it was a proclamation. It was a proclamation of emancipation. Come on, Donald Trump can't say those 2 words. We know that he can't say both those words. But if he could, that's how he would say it. A lot of people don't know that was just like, that was him saying like the slaves are freed. But in the real world, you know, not in Donald Trump's reality, saying something doesn't make it real. So, and the internet also didn't exist also. at that time. So a lot of motherfuckers were just like, no, you ain't. In that exact dialect. No, you ain't. Like, there's at least a couple slaves that are like, yo, so we heard about this Emancipation Proclamation. You know, we gonna dip the fuck out. See y'all later. Peace. And there's a couple white people that are like, no, you ain't. That's kind of... That's the point of why it's a holiday.
And that doesn't deserve a federal holiday? I know you're racist, Charlie Kirk, but come on. You're on your way to work, and that's cool. Black people worked for free for generations.
Right.
They built this country with their blood, sweat, and tears. Juneteenth isn't about a day off. It's about recognizing the struggle, the resilience.
Bro, I've seen enough Charlie Kirk. I know what Charlie Kirk would say. He'd be like, those people did not work for free, okay? They got paid in skills and labor, all right? At the end of the day, black people, they'd be so much worse off if it wasn't for slavery. That's what Charlie Kirk would say. I bet money on it. I'll put $1,000 right now on that would be Charlie Kirk's response to it.
And the strength and the freedom
What up,
that
Jay?
Black Americans had to fight for, and it was something they were never just given.
I love
If that makes
Tesla.
you and your white conservative base uncomfortable, then the issue isn't the holiday. It's y'all. It's y'all's lack of empathy, your lack of understanding, and your racism and bigotry.
Beautifully said, Kaysen. Beautifully said.
Very well said.
And again, there's the perfect response to this absolutely atrocious rant that we saw this woman go on. That white people are, where are they going? Really? Really? Again, go to therapy. This is just like...
White people, it's so bad. It's so
White
bad.
males way up. White males have gone through the roof. White males way up.
I love the poorly educated.
Like lack of empathy. I don't know. It's like the fear maybe too. When
This is
privilege
somebody's auntie
starts
right
to
here,
become
too.
equality, it feels like oppression. This fear and also again this conservative media doesn't help. It's always like they're coming after you, they're doing this, and it creates this like fear where you're like, well, what's happening to me? Nothing's happening to you.
Yeah, and that's like, I think that's my biggest problem with these people is like, not only are you fucking ruining it for everybody else, but you're actually literally ruining your own life. Like, you're literally ruining your own life because every day you think that things are just so bad. Like, all these immigrants are here, like, committing all these crimes. Like, all these people are out to get you. African Americans are stealing away from you because they have a fucking Black Miss America pageant, and because they have black colleges, or because they have Black History Month, or because they have Juneteenth. You think that like all takes from you, and the reality is it doesn't take from you when it uplifts society, when things make it better for others around you. So here's something I think that a lot of people on the right don't get that I think people on the left do. And that's why I prefer to hang around with left-wing people. Is white people have an ability to rise up further and faster in our society, not due to something that they did or because of a sin that was committed on their behalf, but because of the sin of the father, right? Because of the history of America. Now, that doesn't mean that you need to debase yourself. It doesn't mean that you have to go out and grovel at the feet of anybody that didn't come up with the same privilege as you. But what it does mean is that you should be supportive in other people getting the same privilege that you have, because when you support that for them, that enriches your own life. So even if you're just a selfish person, even if you just want things to be better for you, you should want things to be better for others. Because when things are better for others, society does better. I once asked somebody in chat, I said, talking about transgender bathrooms is just right-wing bait. We should stay away from it. We know that it's a moot point. We know what they would have to do to enforce something like transgender bathrooms, what it would take. So we should stay away from it. And then I caught myself saying that, and I said, wait, who am I to talk about this? And I said, I have people in my chat that are transgender. I said, if somebody here would like to speak on this, please let me know. Do you think it's a big problem? Should we be talking about this, or should we be talking about something else? And one of my subs said, you know what? What I would like you guys to be talking about is making the economy better, not about transgender bathrooms. Because when the economy is better, people are happier. And when people are happier, they hate less. That, like, in a nutshell, that is the best way to explain how to make things better in society. Not to just think of the self and the small issues, but to think about what betters society, what makes people in general happier, and then to recognize that that happiness influences your happiness. If Juneteenth has a positive impact on the black community, I'm all for it. If Pride Month has a positive impact on the LGBT community, I'm all for it. And if NASCAR and rodeos make white people happy, I'm all for it. Because really, at the end of the day, instead of just living your life being scared of fucking everything and ruining not only your life, but everybody else's around you, you should give happiness a try. Just once. Don't be fearful of the other. Just give it a shot.
And so, I bring all that up to come to this issue in general.
They're making the frogs
point of this
gay.
whole video, which is this continuing radicalization of the Republican Party. Okay? This is a poll that I find very fascinating that came out just in the last 2 weeks. American views of the moral acceptability of same-sex relation. Regardless of whether or not you think it should be legal, for each one, please tell me whether you personally believe that in general it is morally acceptable or morally wrong. How about gay or lesbian?
Let me before he gets there, I'm gonna say for me, 100%. It's your life. I don't give two shits who you love, who you sleep with, as long as it's not fucking kids, man. Stay away from children. I got one rule. One rule. Stay away from the children. Like, you want to be gay? Go for it. You want to be lesbian? Go for it. You want to be trans? Go for it. Like, I support you. I don't care. I don't care. It's not my life to decide. It is morally acceptable because what is moral should be grounded on what is good for people. And what is good for people is them being allowed to love the person that they want to love without your fucking judgment. So it's morally acceptable.
Relations. And this is percent of morally acceptable by Democrats, Independents, and Republicans from 2001 to 2025. Look at this graph.
No
wow.
Diddy.
So we have Democrats at 86% in 2025. Independents at 69%. U.S. adults total 64%, whether it's morally acceptable. And you see, first of all, just amongst U.S. adults, this drop from 71 down to 64
That's so insane.
from 2022 to 2025.
So insane
that's pretty intense.
All.
Again, we're fighting for these issues constantly. And all of a sudden, on some of them,
That's
polling was moving
insane.
backwards. It's very, very scary and important to realize. Because again, got to fight back against a lot of stuff, raise awareness, know what you're voting for. And Republicans, this is what you're voting for. In 2022, is gay marriage morally acceptable? Is being gay morally acceptable? 56% say yes.
Jesus Christ.
And by 2025, that number's 38.
Damn, in
38%.
2001, it was 22 or something like that.
That's 3 years, if that. That is stunningly gross. That is disgusting. That is a 20-point drop-off.
That's fucking... Well, we're not back to
entering
2001 yet.
Who are further radicalized,
Damn.
and people in the party are becoming more hateful, more bigoted.
Oh my God, we are going
And again,
backwards.
these things have real consequences.
We're going backwards, guys.
It's not just about like what we see online or fight. Like these are real human lives at stake. You know what I mean? And like when you see stuff like this, it's not only taking away the ability for fellow Americans to live their lives, love who they love, be who they want to be. It's causing real intense harm for these communities.
What's happening, Troy?
The LGBTQ plus community, as this hatred gets more intense.
direct
the hate
result of the
crimes,
groomer
the
smear.
percentage of hate crimes
100% Pinker.
goes up. They go out in public. They get yelled at.
Dude.
They, could potentially be the victim of a crime. They feel less comfortable doing X, Y, or Z, living their life. And that is so tragic. Again, this country is supposed to be about...
fucking tragic.
Doesn't matter who you love. Doesn't matter what you look like. Doesn't matter where you came from. We're all Americans, and we fight together. And so this is stunning and ridiculous and gross. We need to fight back against it. And that's why I advise you not to vote for Republicans and keep talking about these issues moving toward 2026 and 2028. Listen, once again, I appreciate you watching this video. My name's Chris Mowry, filling in for Adam Mockler on the Adam Mockler channel. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe as we try to build this community. It means so much. And once again, the link to my YouTube channel is in the description down below. You guys have been showing so much love.
Okay, so we'll put his, since we always put Adam's in there. Let's put Chris's in there. Chris Mowry filling in. Okay, can I just what do I click this? Is that all I do? Okay, there we go. Let's put Chris's name in the chat in case you guys haven't followed Chris. Are there less Republicans though? I believe no, Catherine. The last time I checked affiliation numbers, there were more Republicans, less independents. So that kind of goes along with the idea that the country is becoming more polarized, right? So the independent pool shrunk and the Republican pool increased. Democrats didn't really shrink, but the amount between Democrats and Republicans shrunk quite a bit. More independents went over to Republicans than to Democrats. So I don't believe that that's true. I believe there are actually more Republicans now. How to sit like a man, make it stop. They do look pretty good. You are correct. They do look pretty good. So that's Chris Mowry. I'm sure most of these young people are much bigger on TikTok. Much bigger on TikTok. That's the end of the show. Maybe we'll get to this one tomorrow. I know that I can turn this one into an hour-long one, and I'll be down here for all night long. So, let's see. Let's see. You're at a drive-in? Oh, nice. You're watching How to Train a Dragon? My son and my wife went and watched that. Nice. Yeah, there's the drive-in thing is definitely not real big anymore. That's I heard the movie was good. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Enjoy the movie. So for those of you guys know, I'm gonna plug this channel one more time. Well, I'm gonna keep plugging it, but I'm gonna plug it before we go tonight. This is this space. This is where, if you guys want to watch me on Thursday, you need to subscribe to this space, because I do a Thursday show at 5 p.m. Pacific, and that's where I will be on Thursday. So I will still be doing the Wednesday, Saturday shows for this channel at 5 p.m. Pacific. So next Wednesday at 5 is the next show. And then Thursday at 5 p.m. I will be doing a show on this space. So if you guys want to see more of me, or just want to contribute and have a good time with these guys, you can come over and subscribe to this space. They play Humanist Report content. They play Matt the Letter Hacks content. They play Gina Bonanno. I don't know how to say that name. Her content. Devil's Advocate, his content. Left of the Box, his content. And a lot of this stuff, The Logical Leftist, he's on here. So a lot of these are live, and some of it is syndicated material. So some of it is just playing shows. You've got a lot of bigger streamers, much bigger than myself, that are on here. And then you've got people like me as well, smaller streamers that are doing it as well. So this is a 24-hour, or not 24 hours, like a 12-hour stream that goes Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for the time being. And the goal is to get it to go all week long, and maybe not on the weekends. So if you guys want to catch me on Thursday, go to this space, sub to this space. You express your contempt on unions in my comments. Watch the whole video before you do. You got to be super angry before you post on there. All right. So I got to go. We got to go. Let's remember, Wednesday is the next live stream. Thanks for all still being here when I got back. Thanks for not leaving me because I left you. I'm sorry. I apologize for taking some time. But the beach was rather nice to be there, actually. It was a beautiful time, and it was good to to unplug and just be with the family. So, as always, I tell you guys, go outside, touch grass, be with your family, hug your loved ones. Don't let these motherfuckers steal your joy. Like, keep living life, you know. The time will come when you realize that you don't have time for the things that you love to do, if it's going to come. And then at that point, you're going to wish that you did, you know, do what you could while you could. So, touch grass, go get some sunshine, take a walk, tell your family you loved them, pet your animals, and just be good human beings. All right, guys. I love you guys, and remember...
Yeah, you effin' with some wet-ass P-word. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet-ass P-word. Give me everything you got for this wet-ass P-word. P-word. P-word is female genitalia.
Who explained sexual harassment to you and me? Sexual harassment, panda.
All right, guys. Love you guys.